Morning, people. It is 17th, Monday, the 17th of October, and welcome to TDA, your favorite news platform and home of popular culture as decided by the people then. And obviously, you're always hosted by the best. Crew, can you introduce yourself, please?
Mr. Rotations, aka the number one in attendance. I think it's official now, guys. Yeah?
Sure, it's not me.
You? What? Get the hell out of here, sir. It's your boy Big Man You, so we saying happy Monday, people.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
And I'm your boy, Big Mark from the east side of the bridge, 6 foot plus of temptation, all that good stuff. You know what it is. Our beautiful girl Esther can't be here today. She's under the weather, so please send out love and light and prayers and all them things there. She's all right, but she just needs to rest up. She'll be back tomorrow. So the man them's got this one covered. Obviously, I've got to lead the show, so just a heads up, it's going to be short and sweet.
also, Mark, it sounds a bit like he's underwater. Is it just me?
Yes, it's not super clear.
Yeah. Is your proper mic connected? All right. Speak.
This is why I don't like this stuff, because you'd have been talking to me before we went on camera. You could have told me this and we could have sorted this out.
I didn't realize until just now.
This is unprofessional.
No, you're unprofessional.
Me look bad.
You're unprofessional. You're the one who sort it out, bruv.
Why are you always trying to make me look bad for?
What are you talking about?
This don't make no sense. I don't understand. Is it fixed or what? What are we doing then?
Are you sure you're using that?
Okay, then let me double check.
Because it kind of sounds like your laptop.
Yeah. You have to speak. You have to speak so we know.
I can't hear anything now.
All right, that sounds a bit better. Eman, is it better?
To him again.
Yo, rap your first verse from Pen Game too, and then we can see.
So what do I do then?
Yeah, I think that's better, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds better.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds better.
But I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You have on your Zoom settings, you have to change the speaker to the laptop.
All right, so we're good now, yeah?
That sounds better, yeah.
That's better, yeah.
These are unprofessional because we could
How are we unprofessional?
We've been here for 45 minutes, bro.
It's not better.
45 minutes?
It's not better, but when it is you come this evening, please bring it so I can actually show you how to change the settings from one device to the other device. It's the same to me.
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the same because it says that the microphone is the Rode NT USB
is it
Mini.
Close to your mouth? Pause.
This is close enough as it's going to get. You want it closer?
Yeah, it gets better when it's put it closer.
Yeah.
So what, is that better?
Let's just continue.
You just can't find the help nowadays, man. Anytime Esther's not here, the place just goes. Oh, this is crazy.
Esther, come back, man.
Come back, please, man. We're nothing without you, basically. This is bullshit. Boy, I don't know what I sound like, but whatever I sound like, you're gonna have to put up with me for the day. I'm sorry. But obviously, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what we're the realists, man. We're giving you a peek behind the curtain. This is what goes down, man. This is it. You're getting it in real time, man.
Behind the scenes.
Anyway, anything you don't want to talk about on the weekend? You all right? Everybody good?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good, man. All good. I think we've got a packed show, so might as well just get straight into it.
All right, then let's get into these headlines, man.
As everyone I'm sure is very aware, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Mr. Kwasi Kwarteng, was sacked last Friday amid intense speculation.
Sacrifice. You mean sacrifice?
That's right, sacrificed last Friday amid intense speculation that the Prime Minister, Liz Truss, was about to get rid of key parts of their economic plan, and just a day after telling the public that he wasn't going anywhere. The Prime Minister has now appointed former Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt, who backed Rishi Sunak in the Tory leadership contest, as the new Chancellor. Ms Truss's pledge to cut taxes was at the heart of the economic agenda that won her the Tory leadership at the start of September. In a letter to the Prime Minister, Mr. Kwarteng said Mrs Truss's vision for economic growth was right, and he still supported it. But I wanted to read out what he actually said in full, yeah? So this is his letter. All right, so dear Prime Minister, you've asked me to stand aside as your Chancellor. I have accepted. When you asked me to serve as your Chancellor, I did so in full knowledge that the situation we face was incredibly difficult with rising global interest rates and energy prices. However, your vision of optimism, growth and change was right. As I've said many times in the past weeks, following the status quo was simply not an option. For too long, this country has been dogged by low growth rates and high taxation. that must still change if this country is to succeed. The economic environment has changed rapidly since we set out the growth plan on the 23rd of September. In response, together with the Bank of England and excellent officials at the Treasury, we have responded to those events, and I commend my officials for their dedication. It is important now, as we move forward, to emphasise our government's commitment to fiscal discipline. The medium-term fiscal plan is crucial to this end, and I look forward to supporting you and my successor to achieve that from the backbenches. We have been colleagues and friends for many years. In that time, I have seen your dedication and determination. I believe your vision is the right one. It has been an honour to serve as your first Chancellor. Your success is the country's success, and I wish you well.
All right, so in your opinion, why was he sacked?
Because basically all the nonsense that's going on now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think
It's
she
an absolute shit show. That's
Yeah.
why.
she basically threw him on the bus to save herself.
Okay.
That's what I think. Yeah. That's
That mini
definitely-
budget, they were going crazy about it because obviously I've been doing more politicking reviews on that, yeah, and I've been trying to just research some more and watch even more on it than usual.
Yeah.
And the white people are livid.
Mhm.
They are angry.
What,
Because the government, I think they're done. She got 2 years to try and turn it around because I don't think they're going to call for the general election. But they are proper mad. They're done with conservatives. They're proper onto them.
The thing is, because obviously this is me just going off what I've seen. His budget wasn't his budget in line with her policies. Like, wasn't no?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
She greenlit it.
Yeah. So then, what's the problem?
Because nobody likes
It
it.
did work.
No,
Yeah,
see,
the
I
backlash,
don't.
yeah, it's-
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Yeah,
agree.
but
that
why is this his fault alone then?
it's not. But she's made it.
She's made it.
Yeah. Because
He's not the king. He's not the king. Someone had to take the fall.
The fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of respect for her for that, man. Because like also to me, I think it was a lie. I mean, she would obviously say otherwise, but she basically said he came up with the policies and didn't run it by her. You know what I'm saying? That's what she
He
said.
didn't run it by her.
That's what she said.
In big politics, he didn't run it by her.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that's wickedness, man. You know, she's just hanging about to dry. It's not right.
This is how the movie is always going anyway. The black man always dies first.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Now we know why there was a black man in the cabinet.
Yeah. So is this like the fastest like sacking in like political history?
It's the second fastest.
What was the first one?
I'm not too sure, but he was like 38 days or something.
Or was it?
Yeah, so I think since the 70s,
Yeah.
he's the fastest. Yeah.
Seen all the jokes about the Garden Must Go bag. And all that. Like,
Yeah,
also, is there truth to them having a relationship in the past? Or that's just pure jokes.
I don't know, you know.
Okay.
I didn't know about that. I just know that they've been friends for many years.
Yeah.
Who knows? But she looks a lot older than him, though.
Does she?
I mean,
don't
maybe
I don't know.
not.
So this new Don, sorry, what's his name? Hunt.
Yeah, Jeremy Hunt.
Is he? Do you think he's more suited for the job or?
I think he's more in line with the traditional conservative views.
Okay.
So I think that will help people have a certain level of confidence
Yeah.
in her,
Yeah,
and I
'cause
think that's the reason why she did it.
He didn't
Okay.
even vote for her.
Yeah,
also,
exactly.
yeah.
He was a Sunak guy.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think he's tried to run for Prime Minister
Yeah, he
before in
did.
the past, isn't it? Yeah. So he's more traditional. But yeah.
The country's in tatters, man. You go listen to LBC. If you listen to LBC, it's posted so funny. They're going absolutely crazy.
So is this a sign of things to come then, in terms of like her reign just being a whole entire shit show?
Boy, it depends on how long that reign may be.
Okay.
Yeah, because well, I'll mention that in the next headline.
Cool.
So what were they saying on NBC, Margs?
I couldn't like quote anybody,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I just know.
the sentiment,
Yeah, the sentiment is that she they don't want to, basically. They don't really want conservative. Even people that have voted conservatives and that are like, they've been in power too long, it's done now. Country's a shit show. Yeah, there's no strong leadership.
Yeah.
You get me? Nothing decisive going on, not taking no actions, everything's reactionary.
Yeah.
Looks like they're just controlled by the media and shit. Like it just seems bad. People, I don't know, because they can't change the leadership, can they? Not even for like another 12 months if the Conservatives even wanted to. So she's there.
But
I don't think they're going to bring forward a general election.
Nah, they'll definitely lose if they do that.
But they can
Yeah.
change the leadership.
That's what I was about to get to. That's in the next headline.
Also, what
That,
last one?
that people
So
are trying to scheme.
what was the most in his budget? What was the most like frowned upon thing that he has in his budget?
I think for everyone it's different things, but I think people feel as though removing the top tax bracket.
Yeah,
45% is the one that I think annoyed
okay.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, I think it's the borrowing. I don't think they should have went into borrowing. That just didn't make no sense to me. But I'm always for tax cuts, man. Personally, but yeah. Well, the second headline is obviously a spinner from there, and that is that the Chancellor, the incumbent Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, has insisted that Liz Truss is still in charge of the government after a series of U-turns left her premiership in jeopardy. Some Tory backbenchers have been talking privately about how to remove the Prime Minister after market turmoil led her to abandon her flagship tax policies. Mr. Hunt urged the party to unite behind her as the pair held crunch talks to thrash out plans on tax and spending. But a senior Tory MP said the game is up and called for Ms. Truss to go. A key test of the government's move so far will come after the markets reopened today, as in this morning, with ministers facing a nervous wait to see if the rise in the UK government debt costs over recent weeks continues. Measures already dropped from the £45 billion package of unfunded tax cuts announced last month include scrapping the top income tax rate and a freeze in corporation tax. And Mr. Hunt, who held talks with Ms. Truss at her official Chequers country retreat, has not ruled out further U-turns as he seeks to restore UK economic credibility. He warned of difficult decisions both on spending and on tax as he prepares to deliver an economic statement on the 31st of this month to convince investors he has the plan to get debt under control. However, there are newspaper reports that some Tory MPs have already begun talks about how to remove her from power, despite current party rules preventing a formal leadership challenge for a year, like Marx was saying. Tactics reportedly under consideration include submitting a no confidence letters in a bid to force party bosses into a rule change, or changing the rules to allow MPs to bypass party members and pick a new leader themselves. Asked whether she could survive as Prime Minister, the former Minister Crispin Blunt told Channel 4, "Nope. I think the game is up and it's now a question as to how the succession is managed. If there is such a weight of opinion in the parliamentary party that we have to have a change, then it will be effected."
It's not like a mess.
Yeah.
They're onto her. So why did they voted her in though? Why did they bother doing that if they were just going to be so onto her like so quick?
This is it. Especially because the thing is, she made known what she was going to do when she got in there. So like you're saying, why are you voting for her? And then as soon as she gets in there, she does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You abandon ship.
Makes no sense to me.
I mean, obviously the markets made everyone kind of scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, but still, like, I don't think they've given enough time to see if it actually works. It's a scary.
That's what I think. I'm thinking no grace period.
But people are losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
People's pensions were in the bin the other day.
Yeah.
And,
It was
a lot.
because of his budget. That's why the pound fell so low. Innit?
Yeah. As soon as he announced that all the details of the mini budget,
The pound just dropped.
yeah, everything was finished.
I ain't even seen that mini budget, and I don't even know if I read it. I would even be able to make heads or tails of it. Yeah, but it sounds like it's bad, boy. That was the beginning of the end, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
They're getting crazy about this budget.
People didn't react to it good at all, man. So,
and is there plans to cut spending in the budget as well?
I think the new Chancellor, he's gonna do all of that type of stuff, though. He's gonna do that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna remove. There's gonna be a few other U-turns anyway. Put it that way. The corporation tax thing, I think she already decided that herself, to be fair, that she's going to freeze that. But yeah, he's going to come in, he's going to change things up, man. So hopefully that will then make foreign investors, people on the outside of the UK, plus people here, kind of look favourably, and hopefully the market kind of balances itself out. But
yeah. Essentially, she's got 2 years, but it's not looking good though, man.
Yeah, at all. Some, like you were saying, the LBC. I remember, I can't remember the female host's name, but she had Andrew Marr on the show, and he was basically saying, I think she's going in 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Just change the rules on her basically, and just do some illegal shit, because she definitely should have 12 months.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
at least.
But yeah, they're gonna do something. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's 2 weeks. Wow.
And Labour's points were up mad compared to Conservatives, and the party just can't. They can't stand with that, man. So they're definitely going to be doing something. I
don't know what can change in 2 years, but they're talking like there's no way Conservatives can win the next election. Like whenever it is, they're saying there's no. It don't make no sense. There's no way they can.
Yeah, I think it's like, I guess most things. It's easy to lose something, but to get it back is a lot harder. So they've lost bare seats right now. They've lost bare seats to, well, in theory anyway, to Labour. So like you're saying, they definitely can't do a general election. They would lose that. They might even come third, you know. They might even be second.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Max? Like, every time I'm in your car, you only listen to music. Like, how come you had LBC on?
I used to listen to LBC before, and then I swapped it out for TalkSport, and then just everything that's going on in the country, innit?
All right, I like that.
LBC.
Cool.
Why not? Politics is interesting, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of big words and stuff that you don't understand.
Yeah,
for the most part, it's fun.
I've definitely been a lot more aware of politics since TDA. Like, just even stuff on my timeline, I'll take notice of it, as opposed to before I'll just swipe past it. Now I'm like, okay, reading stuff and staying abreast. You get me?
Yeah, I was coming back from Leicester the other day on the train. I was sitting next to these middle class people, and they was having a whole conversation about it. I was like, these people really this weren't for content or nothing. They was having a genuine conversation. Like, this really interested them. They was going in about politics, about the country, everything. I'm like, right, these people are down bad. Yeah, it's all going on.
I definitely do think that more people are going to turn out to vote if general election is called, because people are vexed.
So who decides to call an election this early? Is it like a specific committee, or is it like what's the actual process?
Would it be the party that's in power, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the party's in power. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I doubt they actually want to call it because they know full well it will be dangerous. So they will try to change things whilst they can. That's why I said if it continues pressure on Liz, they're going to switch Liz out.
Okay.
They will have to.
Yeah.
But if it is they switch Liz out, they are running. They're running the whole system ragged. So the public are going to get vexed that they just willfully just promoting new leaders without any sort of consensus from the public.
Yeah.
And they'll get vexed and then they'll be forced to do something.
Okay. But if it's the party that's in power, this is the person that you backed the whole time. Why is it suddenly now you realize that she's the wrong woman for the job? Should have known from before, from when she's telling you this is her policy.
I think it was just Boris that people voted in, right? And the rest of the people that got put in power, they didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
What's that?
He was the elected guy that the public actually voted for when the whole.
Yeah.
And then everybody else,
Yeah.
We haven't voted for them.
Oh,
It's the party's
okay.
been doing that.
Okay.
So it's not really the.
Did Boris win a public vote?
It's not the people.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
But when he first got it, he didn't, because the people that voted him in the first place.
Yeah.
Not when he first got in, but they did. But we did one in 2019. We did not. But
Let me double check.
So if not Liz Truss, who's the second prospect? Like who's most likely going to take over?
They're talking
I
about.
feel like no one hasn't been voted in Conservative in God knows how long, because even though if Boris won that election, it weren't like Boris won it. It was like the Conservatives won it, and the people never picked Boris. It's just that he was the leader when the parties were running.
Well, it was a Brexit thing, wasn't it?
yeah,
It was based on Brexit. Yeah. So 100% they voted for Boris.
Yeah, because he took over from Theresa May. Then they did the.
Because Cameron said if it is that.
This is my point. I'm saying, he took over from Theresa May. So Theresa May got ousted and they pushed him to leader of the party. So when there was a general election, he was just the leader of the party. He weren't like the people's choice anyway. He was just there, innit?
Yeah, but that happens all the time, doesn't it?
No, I think what he's saying, which might be valid, that the people didn't vote for Boris.
They didn't.
The party voted for Boris in exchange of Theresa May.
Yeah, 100%. But what I'm saying is that effectively don't that happen all the time though?
No,
that your party kind of
yes, because it's happened now. But what he's saying that Boris wasn't even voted for by the people.
He wasn't really. Like the second time he was. I get what you're saying, but it's because it was like by default, innit? Like it's like they never had no choice. It was the Conservatives, and they went with the Conservatives, and Boris was the leader. But people never voted Boris in. People never put Truss in. People ain't had a chance to vote for enough long. Really and truly, we take it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it is I have in my head that we voted for Boris, as in the people. I need to double check that.
Yeah. No, but I get what you guys are saying, but I'm kind of seeing it as kind of the same thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever is the leader of the party becomes the leader of the party, and then the party just presents itself. You know what I'm saying? Every election, and then you just choose.
No, but again, the last two, which was who's right now? What's her name? Liz, and then before was Boris. Yes,
and Theresa May.
Yeah, they put him aside because of public opinion. Yes, and we didn't vote for Liz. The public didn't vote for Liz. The party voted for Liz. First of all, MPs, and then the members of the Conservative Party.
Yeah.
No, the full public didn't vote for Liz, and this is what he's talking about.
That's what I'm trying to say. But I
And you say the same thing.
No, I'm basically saying that I think after that happened, Boris then did an election. You know what I'm saying?
I need to double check this.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Boris Johnson won the 2019 Conservative Party leadership election and became Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So
And then
it
didn't we do a general election?
This is what you're saying. No, he didn't. He didn't. No.
So when was the last time we had a general election then?
I'm gonna check.
That's crazy. If we had
Last general election.
If the next one's 2024, we must have had one in 19.
I'm thinking it's 2019.
That's what I'm
it
saying.
says.
Was that the Jeremy Corbyn one?
In 2017, May lost majority.
Yes, I think you're right. I think it was
Oh.
against Corbyn.
This is terrible.
Let me see what the chat.
Even so, because the point I'm making now, it's like, if the party as a whole like got things together, and then the Conservatives won the next general election, then I'm putting it down to like
Corbyn.
the party winning. Like the people still never really voted for Liz Truss, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a campaign where there's a new leader and people vote them in, and that this is the person we want for nothing.
Yeah.
I think that means you're kind of talking about someone as in the opposition winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Okay,
that's yeah. Because otherwise it would be kind of, the same, if that makes sense. Because he won it in 2019. He beat Corbyn. Yeah. And the margin was huge, by the way, remember?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Anyway. That's the end of the headline.
We're down bad. All right, cool. Let's get into our next segment. Topic of the day.
This topic of the day, right? I feel as though the answers may be, there should be a balance, right? But let's try not to say there should be a balance. Let's kind of choose if it was either or, right? And so the question is, should we look after our own well-being, or should we look after each other?
Before I start, just say there should be a balance. We should definitely do both. If I'm to choose one, it's hard. Because if other people are taken care of, if we're taking care of each other, then that means our well-being is being taken care of at the same time. You know what I mean? If we all take...
Just by someone else.
But the thing is, I reckon probably take care of yourself probably. Because we know ourselves better than others. And in terms of, like we know what we need for our own well-being more than others, innit? So who's better placed to take care of ourselves than ourselves?
Okay.
Would you trust someone else to take care of your well-being? You know what I mean?
What about those who can't take care of themselves?
Yeah, then if you've got no choice, then you've got no choice. You know what I mean? But But I think our happiness, our well-being is in our own hands. I think to put that power in someone else's hands is dangerous. So I definitely feel like if I had to pick one, I would say we need to look after ourselves first.
Okay.
I mean,
what are you, Mugs?
I know naturally you all expect me to just say, yeah, take care of yourself. You get me? That would be pretty much like, that would be self-serving. On a base level, I get it, because if you can't take care of yourself, then how are you going to take care of other people and stuff like that anyway? But realistically, if we was playing like by these rules, and this is the premise that we're setting, everybody played along with it, the world's going to be a much, much, much better place if we all look out for each other, because then it's just not one-sided. Like as much as many people that you're looking out for, you've got that many people supporting you. You get what I'm trying to say, and having your back as well. And then we could just move forward, advance, thrive. I think everything would just be better if we was more mindful of other people. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like when you come together and you do things in unison, it's always great things always happen. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like they say, teamwork makes the dream work, baby. You get me? So I think I'm gonna pick the other one.
But in this world that you've created, right? If people are taking care of us, that means we're not taking care of ourselves at all. Then, so I'm literally putting everything into someone else's hands.
Yeah. And you're also doing that for somebody else too. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if the premise, it sounds scary, but if it works and everybody's playing along, everyone's going to be fine. The problem that you're talking about is you can't trust.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? And you feel like the only person I can trust is myself.
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's got me in it. That's the rub. But if it's, remember, it's hypothetical. If it's working how we're saying, you're going to be fine looking after other people. Because like I'm saying, it's not just, it's like what you're saying, the same thing you're putting, it's the same thing you're giving to other people and you're receiving in that. You know what I'm trying to say? So everybody will be cool.
But the thing is, then what's in both these scenarios, if we're all taking care of ourselves, then we're all cool. If every single person has a partner or a codependent, whatever, who's taking care of them, then that means everyone's being taken care of. So in both scenarios, everyone's being taken care of, right? So where's the disparity then? Like,
well, there's people, like you said, there's people that can't take care of themselves.
Yeah, but they're the exception to the rule then.
No, there's a lot.
You know what I'm trying to say?
All right, consider that. Consider a situation where there's a lot of people, kind of like today, where that rely on the government, rely on carers and stuff like that. Yeah. Would you still see it the same type of way?
No, if you need a carer, the thing is, what type of care are we talking about? Are we talking about providing, like financially? We're talking about mental health. Like, what type of care are we talking about?
Like literally anything that you could think of.
Yeah.
So that obviously I'm kind of making it extreme.
Yeah. No, obviously, some people need help. Like if you suffer from a disability, or you're old, the elderly, if you are on benefits, so those people need help, innit? Those who can take care of themselves should take care of themselves, and those who are there's obviously, I know this is not within this scenario, but those who can take care of themselves and take care of others as well, those who have much more in abundance. But what I'm trying to say is, in both scenarios, if they're to be met at their peak, then everyone's going to be taken care of. So how do you distinguish which is better? And I'm saying, because us as individuals know ourselves better, we're better placed to take care of ourselves than others, besides those who need the help, who can't take care of themselves, innit? That's kind of what I'm saying.
Say like in like communities, I don't know if there was like estates or different, like not like whole households, but like different blocks and stuff like that. What if there was things in place where there's money readily available for anyone that needs it, clothes, food, shelter, at the drop of a hat, and there's no one any special preferential treatment. Everybody's got access to this. It's there, flourishing. People won't even need to be on benefits. Right? You won't even need the government and all that stuff like that. The community can survive itself. It'll be self-sufficient. What about that?
Yeah, thing is, if we're moving into more of a community standpoint and more, then but even because the person who's taking care of themselves, like, you still need others anyway. Like, if I'm taking care of myself, I still need a job, so I still have to be employed. So I still have a boss. Is that boss taking care of me? Like, where do you draw the line in terms of what is taking care? Is me, if you're my boss and I'm working for you and you're paying me, is that a form of care? Is that you taking care of me or not?
Not really, because that's you doing something for yourself, because you're actually getting paid for the job.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
So,
not handout and stuff.
All right, so the person or if we're in a world where we're taking care of ourselves, what does that look like? You know what I mean? So okay, so let's just say it's prioritizing whatever you want, basically. First,
okay. All right, let me. I'm not sure if this is the best analogy, but put it this way, right? Would you rather live in a world where you could do something for yourself, right, where 3 or 4 days out of the week you can get to eat steak, right? Because you made certain decisions that afforded you that opportunity to eat steak 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Or live in a world where you're contributing to a pot, and because everyone's contributing to that pot, you kind of eat beans 7 days a week. But then obviously everyone gets to eat from that pot. You know what I'm
wait there, you're changing the parameters.
But the thing is, why
you're moving the goalposts here?
But why does it have to be beans though? Why can't it be something a bit more?
Okay,
no, because I ain't feeling beans. You know what I'm saying?
So it's either I eat steak on my own, or we eat beans together, basically.
Exactly.
But if I'm eating steak by myself, what's the other option?
I mean, they're not in the same room, so it doesn't matter.
So it don't matter.
Like, you mean for them?
Yeah.
You don't see them.
You don't see them. So, but I'm assuming that they're eating something.
Yeah, it's not going to be steak though.
Yeah, beans.
Exactly.
So it's either they eat beans alone or I eat beans with them.
Exactly.
I eat my steak, thank you.
Yeah, you messed that all up because I'm eating steak. I'll be honest with you. Filet mignon.
The thing is, this scenario, as we're talking, I'm like, okay, cool. Should I change my mind? Should I go? I'm trying to think of the different scenarios. Like, it's like, to me, it's like, who do you put first? Do you put your happiness first over someone else's? And even just from like a standpoint of, do I want people to do things for me? Like, do I want to, I want to cook for yourself, do your own laundry, clean your own house, or like, there's so many different levels of care, and so it's a interesting conversation still. But I feel like I'm kind of being persuaded to go towards the community side now. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, you made a good point about putting your happiness above somebody else.
Yeah.
On that point there, how do you see that then?
I think there's certain people in my life that I'm happy to put their happiness before mine, 100%. But in totality, I'm not putting everyone's happiness before mine. No way.
Okay.
So there's certain people in my life, their happiness comes before mine, or I would preference theirs if I was given like an A or B situation. But in totality, I won't put my happiness before associates and strangers and casual acquaintances. No.
No, I've learned I can't put my happiness before anybody's. Okay. Not my happiness, not my peace of mind, not my mental state before anyone. Like, considering other people's feelings and decisions that you make, can be detrimental, man. You know what I'm trying to say, and all that kind of stuff chips away at you. And in the long run, you're here by yourself, man. You came alone, you're gonna go alone. You know what I'm trying to say. So your well-being, like happiness, mental, all that stuff, you have to put it first. Like, you have to be selfish with it.
But every single time, though.
No, obviously,
obviously, the thing is, when I said that, I don't mean like in every single aspect of life, but there's certain scenarios where you can choose yours or theirs, isn't it? And sometimes it's nice to choose others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're going to do that. And it's something that you would make a decision that you're going to make at the time. And it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to do that for this person. But you kind of are aware of whatever ramifications there are or whatever stress is going to put on you. Like, you're aware of it and you know to yourself, you can handle it, innit? Yeah. So it's still a decision that you've made. And it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to take the L this time. But it's like, it's when you're doing things and you can't, and you don't know what's the consequences are going to be, or you don't know if you can handle the ramifications of it, or like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, or you doing something for someone's going to put you at a loss or put you down. All that stuff's got to stop, man. Like, don't get me wrong, because obviously there's good people in the world that do that and put themselves out there for people. Yeah. But like, once you go through it and it don't make sense, man. It's not good. It's not conducive to a good lifestyle. You get me? Like, and it speaks to like what we're talking about. You're gonna be no use to no one else if you don't pattern yourself up, man.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying put yourself second all the time to where it's gonna be detrimental to your well-being. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying, in certain situations, there are people that I know, if I was given a choice, I'm in a scenario where if I pick A, I'll be happy. And if I pick B, they'll be happy. With some people, I'll pick B. Not every single time, but maybe more times than not. I'll let them pick B than me. It's what it is. Like, for example, my mother. Given the choice, I'll put her happiness before mine in certain scenarios.
Yeah, certain scenarios. But at the same time, what we do with family and stuff, like, we put our family on a pedestal and we give people like lots of leeway and let them take liberties because of their connection to us, whether it be mother, father, brother, cousin, whatever, even like best friend. And at the end of the day, those titles are not everybody even honors or deserves those titles. Like, it's not enough. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not enough, like, in the grand scheme of things, when you really think about it. Like, it doesn't matter what and who they are. You've got a self-preservation has to be a key in a lot of decisions that you're making. Obviously, there's gonna be times when you're gonna put yourself out for your mum, your children, whatever, like normal. You get me? And sometimes you're gonna do it knowing that you can't do this and you're gonna be down bad. But again, I feel like it's a choice that you make to yourself. You say, bro, you know what? In the long story short, I'm gonna be all right in it at the end of the day. Like,
the thing is, but
I'll be cool.
You picked the second option though. Now it sounds like you're going towards the first option. No?
Yeah, I'm changing. I swear. You see, man. Yeah, you got me with the steak. You got me with the steak.
Man, it was a steak for me.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, what you said at the beginning is the answer. It's both. That's the thing. That's the answer. The whole time I'm fighting, saying, well, we could do both.
Balance, yeah.
But if you had to choose one ultimately, I think me and Miles are kind of switching sides, but
Yeah, I think we flip-flop.
I'm trying to stay strong in my stance. Because I do believe that, like you said, like, you know, we're born alone, dying alone, and we got to take care of ourselves first, innit? But, you know, yeah, I'm gonna stick here. I'm gonna say self. Fuck it, because no one knows me like me, innit? You know what I mean? And I'll always be there for me, as opposed to, okay, cool, I put my trust into you. You may not be able to be there for me all the time. It may be sparing, it may be, you know what I mean, sporadic. It may not be consistent. So I can't. Yeah, it's a trust thing for me.
Okay.
You see, like, as a man or just a human being in general, anyway, yeah. Do you feel like you have like a duty of care to look after people that are less fortunate, or maybe not fortunate? What's another word I can frame it as well? Like
Less capable.
less capable. Then.
Yeah, I feel like men are definitely. I don't feel like it's an obligation that God put on us, but I think it's societal. Obviously, within the family construct, yes, I believe that we are meant to be the protector, the provider, and the shoulder to lean on and crown, for sure. But in wider society, you know what? Yes. I think my answer is yes.
And can I ask, like following up from that question, do you feel as though people will do that? So in the society where it's like, okay, I have more than I need, do you think people will automatically give to people if they see someone in need? Or do you feel people will be more concerned with building up wealth and just trying to do for themselves continually?
I asked him, do I believe that a lot of people who are in that position actually help people? Yeah, for sure. I do.
Okay, can I throw in an analogy here? What would you guys prefer, yeah? So, there's houses that need to be built, right? Do you feel as though it's best that everybody basically in a particular community, right? There's 1,000 of us.
Yeah.
We go we have to basically you need somewhere to live, right? Should we all go there based on our own capabilities and take the bricks, take the bricks to make the mortar, all them type of things there, right? Ourselves and focus on ourselves and build our own houses. Bearing in mind, some of us are bigger, some of us are stronger, some of us have more creativity, all them type of things there.
Yeah.
And build our own houses, or should we all band it together and say, you know what, let's build the same type of houses on the street and everybody have somewhere to live?
That option.
So you may not get the big garden that you want. You may get just one window in your sitting room as opposed to 4. You may, you know what I'm saying, like you may not even get as much space because you're much taller now. So for example, your room, literally the ceiling just, you know what I'm saying, scrapes your head.
Yeah, but you're painting extreme examples, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but think of it like that. Even though they're extreme examples, what would you prefer? What do you think is best for that community?
But if I get my mansion, others might be homeless. Others might, you know what I mean?
But you could, like what you said in the last thingy, you could decide to be gracious and say, you know what, live with me. You know what I'm saying? You could give a room.
You're going to live by yourself. Get out my house.
What would you guys prefer?
It depends, because it depends where I'm speaking from. Because if I've got the means to build that mansion, then I might prefer that. But that might not be an option for me. You know what I'm trying to say? It's all selfish. If that's not an option for me, obviously I'm going to be on the side of everybody else. And hey, man, we're in this together. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's build up our yard. I don't know. In this scenario, I'm not really sure what I'm capable of. So, and even then,
you know what it is? Okay, cool. If I'm in the community, would I want to have the best house in the community and everyone else is living in squalor? No.
Okay.
I'd rather us all live on the same level than to me live up here and everyone else in my community living down here. I'd rather us all be down here together.
Okay.
Or at least in the middle somewhere together, as opposed to I'm here and they're all here. You know what I mean?
What if I could throw this in, right? Let's just say, throw it in, right? Let's just say, you're like, if we lived all the same, none of us would have gardens, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, none of us could do barbecues and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But if you did made the house the way you wanted to make it,
you
could say, you know what? I get that you guys have no gardens, but every Saturday, you guys can come over. That's your compromise in your mind. You feel like, you know what? That's good enough, because at least we all get like barbecues every now and again.
Or we could just build a common area at the front for everyone.
That's true.
Rather than me having a garden, we just have a communal garden outside of our houses. There you go.
I think. What about a scenario where, like, so the people that are more better off and stuff, or more capable, more finances, whatever, and the ones that put in more, ones that put more equity in, whether it be money, sweat equity, all that kind of stuff, will have bigger houses. But because we've all put in the same pot, we make sure there's enough for everybody to be housed. Just that there's just going to be levels.
Okay.
In the housing, I'd be cool with that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you get in where you fit in. If you put in, you deserve it. So my house might be the biggest house on the block, but we made sure there's yards for everybody. So you don't business with my yard. Don't worry about my yard. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay. I'll be cool with that.
Okay. You know what? That just reminded me of. So I was having this conversation a few years ago with someone there. Tell me what you guys think about this, right? Your kids go to a school, particular school, right? And that school wants to fund a new playground, the best equipment, amazing slides, this, that, and the third, right? And they've asked every parent, right, contribute. I don't know, £100. I don't know what it is, right? Contribute so that we can make this playground for all the kids. 20% of them don't contribute. So they ain't contributing for this. The school can take care of it. They got enough funds, this, that, and the third. They build the place and they say those 20%, none of your kids can take part. What do you guys think about that?
Again, see, there's got a big caveat here. I would say, I know what I'm like, If these people couldn't afford it, then I'll say, come, let their kids play. Okay. If they just told me no, and then because they're not on it, move your stinking kids to don't come here. Real life. That's it.
No, but ain't the kids' fault.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't give a shit.
Ain't the kids' fault though. Ain't the kids' fault.
Fuck them.
The thing is, if I've got it, you know what I mean, and I contributed, then for me, your kids, innit? Whether the parents could afford it or they're just being tight or whatever. Sorry.
No way.
That isn't the kid's fault. That's the parents' fault.
Way.
Why should the kids suffer?
If you couldn't afford it,
why should the kids suffer because of the parents?
Everybody will suffer. I'm putting snipers on barbed wire around this place. Are you crazy? What? Your parents have got it and they said no, but you want to drive around in Jaguar and that? No way. Go away. You just go and build your own playground. You're not coming in here. I don't care.
Nah.
Oh man. You see? All right. Do you remember last week, Yusuf? You was talking about how certain parents, if they can't take care of their kids, right, they shouldn't have a certain amount of kids. Right. Do you feel like that's kind of a similar thing to this, where it's like, okay, cool. You know you're not going to pay, but you know there's going to be other people in society who will pay for this. So you're trying to say, you know what, let me keep the money in my pocket, but I can still get kids. Do you feel like that type of thing kind of enables that type of mindset?
But the thing is, the kids should never suffer though.
Okay.
Like, for example, if you...
Nah, man.
Wait, hear me out.
I'm watching Game of Thrones. Man, are paying for the sins of their fathers every day, B. Man, pay for the sins of their fathers every day.
If you're on benefits and you haven't got enough money to take care of your kids, but you keep having kids, right?
Yeah.
And you have to choose. It's kind of a full circle moment in this whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like, who do you take care of, yourself or your kids? You've brought all these kids into this world that you haven't got the means to take care of them, right? Your money is stretching thin. You have to make a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your own happiness in this situation because these kids didn't ask to come into this world, innit? So you got to take care of them first, right? Yeah, so the kids, what I'm trying to say is the kids shouldn't suffer for the parents' shortcomings because they didn't choose to be here. So, like, you got to put them first.
What if you had a crystal ball you can see in the future, right? And you can see that those kids realized what their parents did, grew up, had kids and did the same thing. And those kids grew up, did the same thing. Basically just living a life where it's like, I know someone else is going to take care of this. Someone else is going to build this playground. So you know what? Let me just have my kids, man.
Yeah, man. It's not fair. You can't just come under the guise of suffering kids and all that. Like, these parents have got to be responsible for their actions. You get what I'm trying to say? And then you're saying it like I'm saying no kids. There's bare kids that's going to benefit from our playground. Just not your dirty little ones. You get what I'm saying? No.
No, but the thing is, the consequences should be on the parent. The parent should get some type of penalty then. It shouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you can't come to the parents' sports day.
Remember, we're talking about the ones who can afford it, you know? We're talking about the ones who can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Who can afford to help and I'm not trying to help. No. This is what's wrong with society, man. No way.
So what? Okay, cool. In a school, you've got the kids who can't afford, their parents can't afford for them, so what, they have to go to the corner or something. And then they're going to grow up fucked up in the head because they couldn't join in with the rest of the kids. Why should the kids suffer because of the parents? Especially in a scenario where it doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? There's enough space for the other kids to join in, to play. You don't have to segregate them. You know what I mean? Like, punish the parents in some other way.
But
go in your garden, in your big house.
You know what I mean?
See, like, you know,
that's like saying, if your parents can't afford school dinners, you're gonna starve. If your parents can't afford to feed you, you're still gonna eat at school, no?
Okay. No, the government gives us free school dinners. It's not the same. It's not the same concept. It's people that can help, that want to be a part. This is speaking to what we're talking about, looking after each other. Everybody looking after each other. This is why no one don't want to do it, because no one ain't playing by the rules.
What I'm saying,
and it's speaking to people that can help. I'm not talking about anybody that's at a disadvantage that can't get involved. I'm not talking about that.
Hear what I'm saying? In my primary school, we had to pay £1 for dinner every day. Everyone had to pay £1.
Yeah.
If you couldn't pay the £1, you're still going to eat, is what I'm saying.
But what if?
Because with kids, right, they can't take care of themselves, innit? And you can't punish a kid for what their parents can't do for them, especially in a scenario where you can actually help them. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
But
this isn't, you know, buying clothes for your kids. This is food, right? You're in school. This is a community, right? Because the parents can't afford. The only scenario where I reckon this applies to is like a school trip.
Okay.
If your parents can't afford you to go on a school trip, then you can't go. That's the one I'll ride for.
Because you think that's more of a luxury?
Yeah, it's more of a luxury. You don't have to go on a trip, innit? But you have to eat, and you can't be ostracized in the playground because, you know what I mean? But for example, there's a school trip that I didn't go to because my parents couldn't afford for me to go. I had to sit at home. I was pissed. But it's what it is.
Okay, watch this. What if you had insight into the mindset of these parents, right?
Yeah.
So you're on the outside and you're looking in and you're thinking, you can see the thinking process of parent A.
Yeah.
And parent A has £25.
Yeah.
Right? And they're thinking, I have enough money to contribute to this playground.
Yeah.
But it's only going to leave me with £5. And I would prefer to have a bit more. So they can afford it.
Yeah.
Right? And that parent A is looking at parent B and saying, I know parent B has £100.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I just leave it, they'll contribute a bit more. So, because obviously it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So instead of me contributing the £5, I'm leaving in my mindset, well, not me, parent A is leaving in their mindset the idea that parent B will contribute £10.
Yeah.
If you were privy to that thinking, would you still think the same thing?
Yeah, because if you have 25
Yeah.
and you give what, 5 or how much?
Yeah, let's say 5.
If they give 5 and that 5 is taken out of your pot for the food for the kids or for travel for the kids, if it's taken out of other essentials, then you got to keep that. I mean, if that money's going to be better placed elsewhere, then you got to keep it.
And that's why there should be a hierarchy then. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because then I don't mind paying my way because it costs to be the boss. But then you have to understand that I'm the boss. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So you pay your position, stay in your station, and you ain't got as much say in this community or anything as me. If you don't agree to that, then it's fine then if that's what you don't want to do then.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. If the parents who don't contribute to the playground, their power within the parent-teacher committee, whatever, is voided now. You just have to sit in the back. You can't talk because you're not.
And then they can't make no decisions. They can't get voted on it. And then when I put a vote to the people about whether these kids are allowed in or not, they're not even allowed to get a vote.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't contribute financially, you can't vote. You can't decide where the school trip is. You can't decide on the new menu, the colors of the uniforms. You can't say shit because you ain't paying. Your kids will still be able to reap the benefits, but you, the parent, you can't run in the egg and spoon race. None of that, bruv. You're cancelled.
So you think that's okay?
That's fine then. That's what I'm saying. The parents should suffer, not the kids.
Okay, but if the parent can't contribute to the color of the uniform and
they have no say. Yeah.
Do you feel that still the kids kind of suffering? Because then
no matter what happens, the kids are still gonna get the uniform in that color. It's just like that parent's desire is not gonna be met.
But so it's just kind of like, okay, you're the parent now, not you, but the parents at home.
Yeah.
They got 5 kids. And they say, oh, I can't wait till next year because mummy can vote for us to all have blue uniforms.
Yeah.
Everybody else votes for I don't know.
Red,
yeah. Do you feel like that's not kind of taking it out of the kids? The kids are not suffering? So yes, they're clothed, they get the uniform, but they don't get what they really want. like all the other kids have a say.
Forget these kids. Everyone's in the chat keeps talking about you can't take care of the kids. Yeah, this is what's wrong with this country, man. Like no one will want to take accountability for their actions. You get what I'm trying to say? Because again,
but it's not the kids'
no, but
actions.
listen again.
That's
Yeah, we're not talking about anybody. Yeah, who's disenfranchised or down bad or whatever. Because this is a community, everybody can get involved. I'm speaking to the people who can afford to get involved and help and make us move together and grow, probably even quicker to a better standard. Yeah. But don't want to do it. But then still want to reap all the benefits of it. And I'm talking about because kids. No, fuck your kids, man.
This is about the kids. It's not about themselves. This is not about the parents.
Look, the kids, they're kids. The parents are the ones, they're the adults. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that's making the decisions for the household. They're the ones that's feeding them. They're doing all this stuff. If your actions, because you want to be tight or be a little piece of shit, affect your offspring, that's on you and your household.
No, but this ain't about them being tight, though. This is the scenario where they don't have it, is what we're saying.
No, see, I already said, I'm not talking about anybody that don't have it. Anybody that don't have it is welcome because we have it. So it's fine. If you don't have it, there's no argument here. We're talking about people who can.
But then, how do we? Okay, cool. If you're the school committee, how do you know what parent is being tight and what parent can't afford it?
Let's just assume we know. Let's just assume we know, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say, like I was saying before, the parent can afford it, but like you're saying, it just leaves them with less in their pocket. Okay. But they're choosing though, to not contribute.
I hear you, but I just think it's unfair to take it out on the kids. You know what I mean? Okay.
Interesting.
This is why people get away with murder.
Especially,
this is why we run into benefit Britain. This is why the country is running to them.
And the thing is, I don't know what age bracket you're thinking of when we're speaking about this. I'm thinking about primary school. So I'm thinking about young. I'm thinking about young kids. If you're talking about secondary school,
any age kids.
Obviously, I'm giving less grace to secondary school kids because you're older. You're more. You can. I was trying to make my own money in secondary school. Yeah. Primary school kids, I'm giving them all the grace in the world. I'm sorry, but secondary school kids, go to the classroom if your parents can't afford the You're older, isn't it? What? You're 15. I don't care about you, bro. But if you're in primary school, nah, come on, man. Those are babies.
All right. Brent, what are you saying?
Yeah, before you give your take, thank you. I believe the parents should be named and shamed.
Oh wow, that far?
No, but that's gonna have ramifications on the kids now. Because then it's gonna be embarrassing for them. They're gonna get bullied.
Listen,
adult business.
Yes. If
you name and shamed amongst the adults.
If you're talking about committee meeting, if you're talking about this particular initiative being speech to the parents, everybody would have been in the same vicinity. Okay. So you let everybody else know there and then
that this
who's
person
not
didn't pay.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely wouldn't look to hold back access to the park from the kids because I wouldn't even look to change their clothing because that will become the new yellow bus. Like everybody would know what their different clothing would be.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand? So I would definitely look to name and shame them. Your anger should be directed to the parents, Marks. Like
it is.
They're looking at you and saying, I'm chiefing you. Do you understand? They're directly looking at your face and saying, you're paying for my children's welfare. Do you understand? So you should be looking at them and looking to get, find ways to embarrass them. Not the children, because they obviously don't care. They obviously don't care about the children.
The kids ain't in the playground. That's embarrassing enough.
Children, they don't care about the children.
Their kids ain't allowed in the playground. That's embarrassing enough. This has got nothing to do with the kids because these kids are not my responsibility. I do not feel any affinity or anything bad towards these kids. They're not my responsibility. So you can't put that on me. I've got kids of my own. Everybody's got kids. We're all here working together and our kids are here playing. I do not give a shit about these kids. It's about these parents and their actions. The people have to take responsibility for their actions 100%. And accountability in all access. In all areas of life.
I agree with you, but you can find creative ways to punish them because doing that is not going to punish them. It's only going to punish the kids.
And also, I'm thinking like I'm the headmaster. I'm not thinking of, I'm the parent. I'm thinking I'm the headmaster. I have to tell these 6 kids, yo, you guys can't go and play. You know what I mean? That's my mindset in this whole scenario. I'm thinking of the headmaster or the teacher in the school having to tell these kids that you can't go on the playground because your parents couldn't afford £5 or whatever the contribution is. That's bad, man. Obviously, if I'm a parent, I'm at home. If I'm a parent, I'm at home. I'm thinking about my kid, of course. Yeah. But if I'm a teacher or the headmaster, I got to think about everyone. And I think it's unfair.
I don't understand why you are giving these people a thing off. You're skewing everything because anybody who can't afford it is welcome. That's been said. It's there in big writing. Yes. Anybody who can't afford it is welcome.
Okay, then what's the discussion?
We're speaking to people, who can afford it,
Yeah.
but don't want to take a part in it, and they're going to sit down and just sit back and be like, you know what, I'm not going to go into my coffers because them man, they got money and they'll deal with it, and the kids will be fine. They're going to get there in the long run. This is what's bad for community. I'm talking to they're not allowed in,
No, I didn't
bro.
realize you're talking to that.
They're not
specific...
allowed in.
Okay, cool. If you're talking to them people who are just being tight, not the you're talking about the £25 example.
Yeah, that £25.
Yeah, but your example was like they can't afford it then.
No, see, this is
They can't afford it.
This is where
they can't afford it then. In that £25 example, to me, that's not being able to afford it. That's not being able to afford it. If you're saying that contributing is going to take away from the shopping money or the whatever, the bill, the utilities, they can't afford it then.
No, but you said I'm not saying it takes away, like as in they have less food.
Yeah.
I'm basically saying there's less in their pockets afterwards. So for example,
yeah, but that's always the case. Even with the person with money, there's less. If you give money, there's less.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you have to understand, people think that way, right? It's like, okay, you know, all right, I'll give you a perfect example, right? When I used to work in Hackney, right, at the council, like especially when it was like black people that came to see me or whatever, I remember people would be like, look, it's not worth me working because if I work, I'm gonna get less benefits. Yeah. And so it's like, what's the point in me actually working? I might as well stay at home. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? I've had other people come up to me and say, there needs to be a recalculation because I'm not getting enough money. So I remember saying to one girl specifically, because this is what I'll do sometimes. I'll get a calculator and I'll be like, okay, cool. This is how much you're getting. How much are your expenses? Take away this, take away that, take away this, take away that. And I showed the calculator to her and I said, look, you're getting £300 left over a month. People that's working in here, right, that's not on benefits, maybe don't get that. Equal or less, right? And you're here saying they're not giving you enough money. Benefits is not there for you to save. Yeah. In my opinion, before people attack me, it's there to help you because you don't have. So you shouldn't be saying, oh, I want more left over in my pocket. So I say all that to say this. The person can afford it. Like their kids is not going without. They've got all their essentials that they whatever. But they don't have money to save, right? But they're saying, you know what? I know them over there that come to school in a Range Rover. They have excess money. I'm gonna leave it to them to pay. Are you still saying that it should be okay for them? Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying it's okay for them, but I'm just saying
the kids is still
in this scenario where the kids are the common denominator. Yeah, what am I meant to do? You know what I'm saying? If I know you can pay, you're not paying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do I take it out on your child then, or do I continually press you for the money, or do you owe me money now? Like there's just a bill racking up here.
See, I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying, but I think.
So then, okay, cool. You guys, what's your solution then? You know this person can pay. He's not paying. What next?
The kids can't go in the playground.
The kids can't come in the park. That's it.
I think there's a healthy middle ground here, right? Because all this time we are assuming, some of us are assuming that the kids don't know how wild their parents are being, right? So we find out, get our kids to find out from their kids whether they're in the know, right? If they know that their parents are moving miserly, then 100% they're banned from the playground. Banned. Until it is I find out, sorry. I'm just punishing the parents.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as punishing the kids. I think the parents are the parents are punishing their own kids. People have to take responsibility for their own actions.
And also, what's the alternative for not being able to? Because you said they build a new playground, right? The kids who parents didn't contribute, where are they playing? Are they playing in the classroom or in the hallway? Because if option B isn't that bad, you know what I mean, then option B might have to be the one.
People are like, a couple people said in the comments. I just want to read that quickly before we move on, right? Well, this person said the scenario is a bit nonsensical, right? They said if you're on benefits, you shouldn't be able to save money. How many people would benefit from savings during this cost of living crisis? Somebody else also said, I agree, but how do you ever get off benefits if you can't save?
If you're on benefit, you shouldn't be able to save money. No, I think if you're on benefits, you should be trying to save money. You shouldn't just be spending your benefit, living benefit to benefit. You should somehow try to, you know what I mean?
I get when you speak to people that are living. That's like people that you're saying if you're working, you should be thinking. But there's people that are working, living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, you got to try and if you're on benefits and you want to get out this situation you're in, it's either obviously you're looking for employment or you're trying to save money where you can. So you got to lower your cost of living a little bit.
I don't think savings will never take you out of benefits.
No, it won't take you out. It won't take you out, but it will help. Of course, it'll help.
Yeah, it's earnings. It's earnings. You got to work on your earnings. That's the only way you're gonna get off benefits.
Yeah, no.
Obviously,
Obviously, you can't get our benefit by just trying to save some of your benefit money. I just mean you got to obviously get the earnings in, but it will help if you downsize your expenses and try to save a little bit, and at the same time, obviously, earning is the number one priority.
Okay.
because if you can be living your life and your bills covered, you're fed and you're watered,
Yeah,
and you're managing to save money,
yeah.
and you're not working, why would you ever go and get a job?
Because you're only living. Well, it depends on your aspirations. To be fair, because
There
you're
you
What do you
only,
mean aspirations to live and to thrive? If you're
no
saving,
thrive. What's the definition of thriving? You're describing someone who's just literally they're just making ends
no,
meet. Really,
you said they're saving. That means eventually that money's going to accumulate. So they just got to save for a period of time. They can go and do whatever they want: holidays, luxury goods, whatever it may be. Why would they? If there's no incentive to ever work, why would they ever come off that?
When I said, remember, one, I said they got to earn as well. It wasn't just savings. And two, when I say savings, I don't like they ain't gonna be able to buy a Maybach after this. Like, this ain't that kind of savings. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, we don't have much time, so I think
Cool.
we may have to do maybe a part 2 because a lot of people are talking about this. But I think it really speaks to the mindset of people, man. Like who's more, I guess, capitalist and who's more socialist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And it's very interesting, man.
Wait, so what was I on the side of capitalism?
You was indeed.
You're rubbing off for me. Boy.
I personally think it's the better way, man. Like, obviously, we can't have a balance in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
But I feel as though people are always going to take advantage if you let them do.
But the thing is, you can find a way to penalize the parent though, somehow. Like, I don't know, make it a contractual obligation, and like they just got a bill that's racking up.
Whatever you do to the parent, I think it will trigger down to affect the kid. If you find them, it's going to come out of
not if you well that's
Trickle
okay.
down economics.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
that's why playgrounds are free.
but funny thing
All
is,
right, that was a fun chat. I think we can wrap this one up now. Please like the videos because the numbers, the disparity is not matching. We don't like it, so just like the video, please. Hurry up, do that, and let's get into our next headlines.
line takes us all the way to the Far East, man, with China. And the Chinese President Xi Jinping said China reserves the option.
I tried too. Yeah, I kept it in there.
I
succeeded.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but the way you said it.
That's how you said it. Yeah,
You said it funny.
That's how you said it.
I'm trying to be
Like he's your
authentic.
bridget.
Yeah, I know him, man. Well, that guy there, yeah, he reserves the option of taking. Well, he said China, pardon me, reserves the option of taking all measures necessary against interference by outside forces on the issue of Taiwan. In a wide-ranging speech on Sunday, Xi spoke firmly about China's resolve for the reunification with that self-governed island, which Beijing considers part of its territory. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the ruling Communist Party of China's 20th National Congress, held once every 5 years. Xi said in Chinese, according to an official translation, "We will continue to strive for peaceful reunification with the greatest sincerity and the utmost effort. But we will never promise to renounce the use of force, and we reserve the option of taking all measures necessary. This is directed solely at interference by outside forces and a few separatists seeking Taiwan independence." Tensions around Taiwan intensified this summer after US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's controversial visit to the island. The visit came despite warnings from China, which maintains the island should have no right to conduct foreign relations. The US recognizes Beijing as the sole legal government of China, whilst maintaining unofficial relations with Taiwan. And the second headline takes us to Africa. Trigger warning here, I believe. And yeah, it's a lot of madness is going on, man. And basically, diplomats are warning of a civilian bloodbath in Ethiopia's northern region of Tigray if rebels are pushed out of towns by Ethiopian and Eritrean troops. Tigray residents say food and medical supplies are running out as a massive offensive on the region intensifies. Tedros Ghebreyesus, who's the World Health Organization chief, who is from Tigray also, says that cities are being carpet bombed and civilians are being killed and those wounded cannot be saved because of a siege. Tigray has been under a blockade for 17 months, and fighting has surged since a 5-month humanitarian truce collapsed in August. An estimated 1 million people are at risk of starvation. The African Union, the AU, has joined the chorus of international voices calling for an end to hostilities and a recommitment to peace talks. The EU's foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, expressed horror at the violence that's happening, often directed at civilians. Camps for the millions of people displaced by the fighting are also coming under attack, according to Samantha Power, who's the head of the US's development agency. The USAID chief said if Ethiopian and Eritrean troops took control of them during the current offensive, there was a significant risk of further assaults and killings being perpetrated against civilians, and added that the staggering human cost of this conflict could shock the world's conscience. So yeah, man, that's what's happening over there. And apparently people are saying what's happening there is far worse, potentially, than the Ukraine and Russia situation.
Okay.
Yeah, man, loads of people are being sad, man. And if I'm not mistaken, all of this happened because of voting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So apparently the Tigray region, well, basically, I think it was during the COVID times, they cancelled voting, right? But that particular region decided to go ahead with their voting.
Mm.
Ethiopia wasn't happy about that. And so they basically, what they do, they shut something down over there, innit? And basically, Tigray forces in that particular region, because it's part of Ethiopia, but it's in the north, they basically, they just went out there, started fighting, basically. And then Ethiopia then attacked, Eritrea then got involved, and now all the civilians are just suffering because of it. That was a very generalized explanation, but basically that's the way it started. And the last headline is there was a fire in an Iranian prison. So, trigger warning, four prisoners have died and 61 have been injured following a major fire at Iran's notorious Evin prison, according to an Iranian state news agency. Sources inside the prison, which is known for housing political prisoners, have told BBC Persian the number of casualties is higher. Videos shared online showed flames and smoke at the site in Tehran, and gunshots and explosions could be heard. The fire followed weeks of anti-government protests across Iran. Hundreds of those taking part in protests have been sent to Evin prison. It's not known whether the situation at the jail is linked to the demonstrations. Obviously, a lot of people believe they are. The protests first erupted last month after the death of the 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian Mahsa Amini in police custody. Officials say that she's died of a heart attack, but her family disputed this, saying that she was beaten by morality police. State media has suggested that events in Evin prison are not linked to the ongoing protests, quoting an official who blamed criminal elements for the fire. Speaking from inside the prison, Tehran's governor told state TV that there was a riot in the wing of the prison housing petty criminals. Meanwhile, Iran's Mizan News has said the injured developed breathing difficulties during a fire at the prison sewing workshop. 4 of the injured are in critical condition. Some journalists on social media accused the authorities of setting the prison ablaze intentionally, as a high-profile political prisoner was sent home before it broke out. So yeah, that's what's going on in Iran, and that's the end of the headlines.
Okay, let's get into our next segment. Our resident gossip ain't here today, so it's going to be more E-Man. But she's alive and well. She's in the chat. I see her.
Oh, she's in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah, with her quick wit and her one-liners firing up the place.
Okay.
Yeah, Esther's there. Big up Esther, everyone. Everyone like the video if you like Esther. Let's do that.
What?
Yeah, let's get into People's Journal. More E-Man.
Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you some news from an economics point of view. So, 3 things, going to be very straight to the point. And the first is, I guess, you know what, let me start with the Chancellor. So the Chancellor, as you know, Jeremy Hunt now, he's come out. He's obviously been faced with loads of different questions. And like we mentioned in the first headline, he's saying difficult decisions will be needed across the board as it pertains to tax and spending, right? So this is the first interview that he's had since replacing Kwasi Kwarteng. Obviously, this just happened on Friday. And he basically said that, firstly, I think in that interview, he was also defending Liz Truss. Obviously, he's going to do that because he's under Liz Truss right now, right? But he basically said, look, people, we need to give her a clean slate. She's just been there for less than 2 months or whatever it may be. let's just give her a clean slate and let's see if we can basically remedy these mistakes. So basically what he said was cutting the top rate of tax and not independently costing measures were the biggest mistakes that she made, and those are the mistakes that he's basically prioritizing. He's talking about more U-turns. He hasn't basically identified which ones specifically, but he is basically saying that, there's going to be a revamp of this entire mini budget, effectively. And the hope is obviously, like I said in the headlines, to basically get the market from being so volatile and also restoring the confidence in the market as well. So this is also what he said. He said taxes are not going to come down by as much as people hoped. So he's just being real, right? He said taxes are not going to come down by as much as people hoped, and some taxes will actually have to go up, he said. I'm going to be asking all government departments to find additional efficiency savings. So yeah, man, he's like, again, it's just a few things here and there that he's kind of touched on. He made a couple points about the mini budget, and he discussed like some plans in his new role, what he's going to do, the things he's going to prioritize. But again, he didn't go into so much detail, but these are a few things that he did say. He said he hoped to keep the 1% cut to the basic rate of income tax. So remember, basic rate of income tax was 20%. They reduced that to 19%. He's saying, look, I'm going to keep that for the basic rate, right? He's also saying he will keep the energy price guarantee, and he praised the former chancellor for actually putting that in. So again, everyone was kind of gunning Kwasi Kwarteng for all these other policies, but he's saying this particular one, where they capped it at 2,500 for the average household, he's going to keep that also. He's also asking government departments to find efficiencies, meaning the best possible way is to cut spending, right? Obviously, they ain't got no money to spend anyway, so that makes perfect sense. But he also, this is one of the main funny things, he said he also refused to commit to a pledge by Boris Johnson's government to raise benefits in line with inflation, though he said he was mindful of the needs of the most vulnerable. Now, this is something that we spoke about last week, where people Liz Truss was getting flack for it, because she wasn't coming out saying, look, I'm going to increase benefits in line with inflation. I think she was planning to do 5%, something like that. But inflation's at 10%.
Okay.
So families are going to be worse off this year than they were last year, even though their money's going up, which...
Wouldn't that set up like a chain of events if they done that? Because if you're gonna raise benefits in line of inflation and stuff, don't they have to like raise the wages and shit as well?
The wages of who? You mean
the working people?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because remember, the employee will take care of that. You know what I mean? It depends on if you're talking about those actual industries that are linked to government, like the government actually pays it. So you're talking like healthcare. You're talking about police. You're talking about
civil servants.
Yeah, all them. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well, then even then what about them then? I think there must something must connect. No.
I think they've kind of, if I'm not mistaken, I think they've already dealt with those. You know, they gave people certain rises already.
Okay.
The NHS though were basically trying to implore the employees to basically strike and do something else. Remember we were speaking about this maybe a week or two ago. And it would be like the first time in like almost 100 years that nurses will actually go on strike and stuff like that. So they got their raise, but I think they're basically saying it should be more than it is. So you're right. Maybe if they did that, people may say, what about us? But at the same time, because it's benefits, people are less likely to speak about that because they're thinking these are people who don't have anything. So, you know what I mean? It makes sense that if someone's going to gain something in line with inflation, it should be those who don't have, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to us who are actually working. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. But either way, they've not committed to that pledge, even though Boris Johnson did, the guy that everyone didn't like. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the first thing. Bank of England pretty much come out. The governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, he was in Washington and basically he warned that interest rates may need to rise again, like even more than previously expected. He basically said inflationary pressures meant a stronger response. And yeah, it could be needed from the bank. And yeah, man, the next raise is expected on the 3rd of November. And yeah, it doesn't seem good, man. It just doesn't seem good. Because everything just gets more expensive, innit? So to me, that's the most depressing thing. To me personally, innit? But yeah, that's what you're saying. And the last thing is your guys are at it again, you know. Just stop
Who?
oil, you know, those bloody environment activists.
I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind in a second.
There's one I saw the other day. They threw paint at like one. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one. So basically,
Aston.
they've targeted Aston Martin, man. They've gone to the showroom and they've just thrown paint all over the damn place.
No, I saw a different one. They threw paint at this
Painting.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
What paint was it, bro?
It was beans. They threw beans.
Oh, they threw beans at.
Yeah,
what was it? It was one of them famous paintings.
Van Gogh or something.
Yeah, Van
was
Gogh
it?
paint. Yeah. I'm not sure if it was, but there was nothing protecting the photo, so I'm not sure if it was a real.
No, it was a real
real one.
They said it wasn't damaged.
So why was it just there, no protection? Because you know the what's the one, man? What's that place called in France? The Louvre.
Oh, the Louvre.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
those ones are protected by some type
Yeah.
of glass thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found it. These people are weird, man.
And they super glued themselves to the wall.
Yeah, that was it.
This is ridiculous, man. Yeah, so they've just gone there and done this. Oh, obviously, their whole thing is because they're calling for the government to stop all this new oil and gas licenses that they were issuing out, even though the government, I guess, kind of said that they wouldn't. They would look into other things to, you know, other sources of energy for the future. But it just seemed contradictory. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But either way, these people are never satisfied anyway. So they've gone down there, long story short. And yeah, man, they're from paint all over Aston Martin, the showroom. So yeah, hopefully they get sorted out, man. Because these people need to get dealt with, though. And funny enough, there's something in the headlines about this. Because Suella Braverman, you know, the same lady, Home Secretary who took over Priti Patel's job.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on the case now. So she's trying to do a few things in it. But yeah, you hear about that in the headlines. But yeah, that's it for the People's Journal today.
Cool, yo.
All right, thanks, E-Man. That was short and sweet. We like that. Let's get into our favorite segment, the rotate. No, I'm here.
All right, yeah, we're trying to have a short and sweet show today. So I've got quite a lot, but I'll try and do the fastest I can. All right, so first of all, you got NSG. Oh, sorry, welcome back to Rotation, guys. Your weekly music roundup. So yeah, start off with NSG. They got a new single called Nyash. You know, that's the Botox. Featuring Gigs. It sounds very similar to OT Bop and to Options. It's very similar, to be fair. And because of that, it's, you know, my grading is quite low on that. Gigs having some fun on the song though. I like the video. Well, the video's just bare girls shaking bum really, but I like the way Gigs is having fun in the video. It's nice to see him out of his kind of street element. But with the song itself, nothing new. Same type of vibe you get from NSG, to be fair. It's a fun song for the clubs. You do a little bop to it, whatever. It's a cool song, but it's just too similar sounding to what they've previously done, to be fair. I know obviously they've got projects and the sound of the songs kind of vary, but in terms of their singles, this sounds it's the same beat essentially to OT Pop and Options, same type of vibe. And for that reason alone, it's a no from me. It's a no from me. It's a decent song. I listen to it, but I'm not going to run to it because it's just giving formula. It's giving just, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of vibes. And I feel like I need something a bit different from them, innit? So yeah. NSG, Nyash, featuring Gigs. Check it out just to see what you like, but it's a no from me. All right, next up, we got Central C. He released the EP called No More Leaks. 4 songs, 10 minutes. Good. It's drill. Good production. Great flow. Great delivery from Central. You know, he's very lyrically competent, so ticking that in that box as well. Short and sweet project. Favorite song on there is a song called Chapters. It's a sped up soul sample beat mixed with drill. If you are familiar with Heatmakers, who do a lot of Dipset beats, it's kind of similar to that sped up soul sample with a high pitched chipmunk type voice, but with drill. I think the song's called. But in totality, 4 songs. It's very obviously you can't really go wrong with 4 songs. From start to finish, it's a nice listen. So yeah, Central for me is climbing up there in my drill rankings. I like it still, so I'll say rotation. Yes, for that one. Next, we got Stormzy with a new single called Hide and Seek. I believe this is probably the first official single. I know we had Mel Made You Do It, but that's not actually on the album. So this is a song called Hide and Seek. I'm gonna label it his first official single off his upcoming album. This Is What I Mean. Additional vocals actually by Oxlade. I learned that on Twitter. He's not actually listed on the song, but shout out to Crystal, our Crystal. She mentioned on Twitter that she had a hand in getting Oxlade on that song. Slow melodic R&B with a bit of Afrobeats fusion. Song for the ladies. Some are saying this is an ode to his ex Maya Jama, because the song is basically about a breakup. It's about being in a relationship. The video as well is quite good. It's basically depicting a relationship where, you know, you're going through your good times, you're laughing together, having fun at the house, going out, whatever, but also showing the downside. So it's showing the good and the bad. It's basically showing the relationship from start to finish, you know, and then the breakup at the end. So people are saying it's about Maya Jama. The girl in the video is actually, do you remember Lauren from Top Boy?
Top Boy.
Duchesne? Yeah, he's love interest in the video. You know what? I don't really like Stormzy when he's doing this type of thing, you know. Yeah, I don't like Stormzy when he's making songs for the ladies. Yeah, it's not really for me. I prefer Stormzy just doing grime. Yeah, just bars.
I think he's got it, man. He's got a couple in the past where he's got it right, man. He can do it, man.
No, he can do it. It's just not for me. Like, you know, Birthday Girl. You know,
Yes,
she's a birthday girl.
Yeah, that was a good one, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't like when Stormzy's doing songs for the ladies. I just don't like it.
You know, the thing is, I think for me, I don't like it when he's singing, but the bars.
Okay, yeah, the bars are always decent. Yeah.
No, it's not bad. He's got another one. Is it? He's got good ones, man. Is it Cigarettes and Cushion, all that stuff or something? Called? What's it called? He's good when he does it, man. I like it, man. It's cool, man.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying that he doesn't do it well. I just don't fancy it for myself, to be fair. But yeah, it's a good song. I could definitely hear it on the radio. The girls probably gonna. I see a lot of girls. I see, who is it? CZ Mills is saying that. Oh yeah, Stormzy is normalizing giving head. Because in the video, he's you know, I don't want to do it on camera because
I'll clip it up.
But you know when you do the V, you just do the V and you put your tongue between it.
Okay.
To insinuate giving head.
Grown stuff. Yeah.
He does it in the video quite a lot, innit? So ZZ Mills was like, look at Stormzy normalizing giving head. I love that kind of thing, innit? So yeah, it's got a lot of them moments in it. But yeah, overall, I'm gonna say it's a no from me, but it's a yes overall. And that's why later on, when rotations really picks up, we'll have the ranking system. So it's not just going to be, because it's not, sometimes it's a no from me, but it's a yes overall, right? So, but we'll have a tier system where you understand a bit more in terms of how things are ranked in it. But yeah, that's Stormzy. Next up, let's go to, this is something for me personally. So let's go for Cameron, Mace, and Jadakiss. They got a song together called Gorilla, Lion, and Hyena. They've got a tour actually called the Three-Headed Monster Tour, which I think is kicking off this month. So you got 3 New York legends coming together for a song. I think it's just a song to kind of promote the tour. It's nice to hear these 3 on the track, to be fair. Especially nice to hear Mace and Cam, you know, put their beef to the side, because obviously they've been beefing for years to do a song together. Decent beat. It sounds a bit dated though. It sounds like this song would have banged in 2010, to be fair. Not just because of who's on it, but the production as well. But they all deliver stellar verses. I would say Jadakiss is probably my favourite, although they all seem to be rapping around the same level. No one kind of outshone anyone, but I'll say Kiss's verse is probably the best. Maybe this is something off a common mixtape or album. I hope so, to be fair. But all in all, it was just nice to hear Cam and Mace together. Because we haven't had a Cam and Mace song for decades. And to hear them with Kiss as well, like 3 of my, I wouldn't say 3 of my faves, but 2 of my faves plus Mace together was nice to hear.
Sorry, can I ask both of you guys questions here?
Yeah.
I'm Brent as well, yeah. You know when Jada was talking about top 5 dead or alive?
Yeah.
Did you guys agree with the statement?
Yeah, Jadakiss has always been in my top 5.
Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Mark?
I go off preference and stuff, like, so just because I don't put someone in my top 5 doesn't necessarily mean they're not up there, innit? I just like what I like. Jada's cold, and he might actually be top 5 dead or alive. But if I was going through my top 5 rappers, I probably could find 5 other men I'm going to put there before Jadakiss. But technically he could possibly be right because he don't miss.
Yeah, he don't
He's
miss.
kind of cold.
Yeah,
He's very, very good. He's exceptionally good.
Yeah.
And what he done a few years ago as well, that was just when you make moments, yeah, like when you create history, yeah, and put you in legendary status, you can't argue with it. You get me? And that versus let everybody know if they wasn't sure before.
Yeah.
Is a beast.
Serious
Me?
guy.
So yeah, so I think I don't get disgruntled or feel anyway when he says it.
Yeah.
You get me? Because I hear him, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right, cool. Rotation, for sure. That's definitely a rotation for me. Next up, let's get to an album by Lil Baby, one of the hottest rappers right now. This is his third official album. It's called It's Only Me. 23 tracks, 1 hour, 5 minutes long. Features on there from ESTG, Future, Jeremiah, Pooh Shiesty, Young Thug, Friday, Nardo Wick, and Riley Rodriguez, I believe. Production, tons of people on there, but two most notable producers on there is Murder Beats and Tay Keith. So this is, again, one of the things where I'm going to say, why we need a rating system, because I'm not a Lil Baby fan, right? And out of all the, the Futures, the Thugs, the Gunners, whatever, he's probably, like, rapping ability-wise, he's up there. But it's about Lil Baby. I don't understand what he's saying. Like, I can't, he's what's the word I'm looking for? His enunciation.
Okay.
I don't like it. I have to really focus and listen, and I have to, the unagi has to be, you know what I mean, right for me to really hear what he's saying. So I can't really take him in. I can't take him in. Production-wise, it's what you expect from Lil Baby. He's a good rapper. It's just that I just don't like his one. I don't like the sound of his voice. It's too high pitched. Sound like he's crying, or he's, you know what I mean. And also his enunciation isn't great for me. So I don't really enjoy him too much.
He knows how to make a good song, though. You know what it is? Yeah, I see people going back and forth online. I haven't listened to a single song of it. I don't think yet. And then so bare people chatting shit saying it's rubbish, and then I see bare people saying how dope it is, and then I realize, this is literally Lil Baby fans versus people who don't like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're a Lil Baby fan, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it.
So okay, I can't wait then because I rock with Baby.
Yeah. If you're like me, you're not really a Lil Baby fan, you'll be hard pressed. You'll be hard pressed because I'm not. I've listened to it once over. I'm not. I don't feel like running back to it at all. To be fair. But it's one of the albums where when someone's lit, and you know that their fans like them, so I can't say it's a no. So it's a no from me, but I know it's a yes. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a yes. I know people enjoy Lil Baby. I know this album's good. The features are cold. The beats are good. It's what you expect, isn't it? So yeah, check it out if you're a Lil Baby fan. If you're not a Lil Baby fan, I'll probably say avoid it. To be fair, I'll say avoid it. I'm not. Who for you is the best in regards to that group of artists I mentioned, Mug? So Future, Baby, Thug, Gunna, even like Roddy Ricch, Nardo Wick.
Well, I think Future and Thug are in the league compared to them.
To be fair, you're right. Actually, I don't think I should even put Future in that bracket. To be fair,
Future is different. You get me? Hendrix is different, and obviously Thugger's goated.
Yeah,
I think for the new school though, I think Lil Baby might be the one.
That's the thing.
He's been improving, and then when people just call him like mumble rapper and that, but then obviously that you don't know it, you don't like his accent or the tone of his voice and all that. But when you take him in, he's actually barsing. It's just that Atlanta.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah,
he's actually doing his thing, and he makes good songs. He's been consistent. He's been killing it.
He does.
He's probably the one. Lil Baby's probably the one for me.
It's not mad with him. Yeah, I have to get over the sound of his voice and the clarity of his words to actually take in his lyrics. But I don't want to have to do all that work. I don't want to have to, you know what I mean? I want to be able to just hear you and soak it in organically and enjoy it. I don't have to be like, let me just get over the fact that I hate the sound of his voice and that I can't really understand what you're saying to take in his bars. That's the issue I have with him, innit? But I also throw Migos in there as well, in that group.
Oh, Migos are
and for me, take Future out, I'll put Migos at the top of that pile. But yeah, guys, if you're a Lil Baby fan, check it out. If you're not, don't bother. That's kind of my summary there. Last one, let's go to Diddy. And I wish Esther was here, actually. I need Esther for this one. But Diddy has been forcing this song down our throats for the past couple of months, and I think he's finally done it. I think he's won because I keep repeating, get in your bag, stay in your bag. I keep repeating it all week. I've been reading it all weekend. Anyway, he's got a remix to his single, Gotta Move On. He's got a few remixes, but I'll talk about one in particular. He's got a remix with his boo, Carisha, aka Young Miami, and Ashanti. The remix was produced by Ron Browse. You know Ron Browse? Ether. Yeah, that's the guy who produced Ether. Lots of claps, lots of drums, 808s. I like it way better than the original. I like the production, I like the beats, I like what Ashanti done on there. She's on there talking about, this is kind of her reply to Irv. You know what I mean? Not Irv Gotti's been running his mouth talking about her for the past couple months, isn't it? She's like, yeah, it's giving obsessed, basically. That's her summary of that. But yeah, this is a thumbs up for me, man. I like it. I like this song. This shows me that persistent marketing works, because he released the original ages ago and it didn't do anything, but he's been drumming it down our throats on Revolt, on YouTube, and now he's revamping it with a remix, and now the song's actually in my head, so well done, Diddy. All right, so let me just do a quick summary. NSG, Nyash.
Wait, there's no way you're finished.
I said I'm going to do it quick.
Nah, he meant Rimsey?
This is egregious.
Okay, cool.
You're not going to talk about Rimsey's mixtape.
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
And
no
hear
way.
me out. And just so you know, I'm not lying. E-man, look at my phone. Whose album's there?
Yeah, Rimsey.
Rimsey, Cold Feet. Okay, cool. I downloaded it. Yeah, I intended to review it, and I even saw you listening to it on your stories. I thought I have to, because me and Marks couldn't go back and forth. Unfortunately, I had no time this weekend to listen to it, right? The only song that I took in because he pulled it out as a single was Jugging with Gigs. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. But if you want to do the album, maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it tomorrow.
We can do it tomorrow.
This might be mixtape for the year.
All right, cool. You know what?
Innit?
E-man, tomorrow, rotations part 2, and we'll do it. Yeah?
All right.
Like,
All right, let's go.
All right, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yep.
Streets need to know, boy. Rimsey's cooking.
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
was hearing a lot as well about
Yeah,
these
no.
things as well.
We were even meant to go to his release party.
yeah.
Me, Brent, and Gina, but these two reneged.
Yeah, nah, please, let's get into it.
Ah, cool.
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow,
I'm so impressed with it.
Rimsey.
I've been listening. I'm like, nah, this is. I've been enjoying it. It's good. UK rap fans, go take Rimsey's Cold Feet in. Trust me.
No, let's tomorrow. Let's not give him the content now. Tomorrow. All right, tomorrow we're back with part 2.
All
Yeah.
right.
But just quickly summary. NSG, nope. Central C, yep. Cam, Mace, Jadakiss, yep. Stormzy, no. Lil Baby, yes and no. And Diddy, yes.
Okay then.
And we'll be back tomorrow with part 2.
All right, thanks, Big Man News. Okay, let's get into these headlines.
A bit of a long one, so hopefully I'll get through this kind of quick. But I kind of spoke about this briefly. Well, I said I was going to be speaking about this. And this is Suella Braverman, the new Home Secretary, and she's taking on these environmental groups, man. So, the Home Secretary has unveiled plans for a major crackdown on disruptive protests carried out by environmental groups such as Extinction Rebellion. Suella Braverman says the new public order will stop demonstrators holding the public to ransom. Ministers will be empowered to block protests causing serious disruption to key infrastructure and goods. Activists said they would not be intimidated by law changes aimed at silencing non-violent people. Environmental groups such as Just Stop Oil and Extinction Rebellion have staged various protests and demonstrations in recent months, causing disruption to commuters and traffic in central London. More than 350 Just Stop Oil protesters demanding halts to new oil and gas licenses and consents have been arrested in London since the start of October, according to the Home Office. The Home Secretary described one incident which saw emergency fire crews unable to get through a junction in Knightsbridge. She described that as indefensible. Ms. Braverman has long expressed opposition to such protests, telling the Tory party conference earlier this month that there was no human right to vandalise property. She will use the public order bill to allow secretaries of states to apply for injunctions in the public interest where protests are causing or threatening serious disruption or a serious adverse impact on public safety. The new legislation, which will be put to MPs next week, will also see jail sentences of up to 6 months or unlimited fines for protesters accused of locking on to people, objects or buildings, which, as we know, is a favourite tactic of these climate demonstrators. Home Office officials said the proposed legislation would create a new criminal offence of interfering with infrastructure such as oil refineries, airports and railways, and those can carry sentences of up to 12 months in prison. Meanwhile, tunnelling under infrastructure to cause damage will also now carry a maximum penalty of up to 3 years in prison, and police will be given new powers to take a more proactive approach to some protests. Ms. Braverman at this conference said on Saturday, preventing our emergency services from reaching those who desperately need them is indefensible, hideously selfish, and in no way in the public interest. The police need strengthened and tougher powers to match the rise in self-defeating protest tactics, and that's what the public order bill will do. Responding, Just Stop Oil came out and they said, we will not be intimidated by changes to the law. We will not be stopped by injunctions sought to silence non-violent people. Our supporters understand that these are irrelevant when set against mass starvation, slaughter, the loss of our rights, freedoms, and communities. And that's the end of that headline. Yep, hopefully they, Braverman. I support Braverman on this. We need to stop these nonsense people, man. But the next headline is about Ghislaine Maxwell. I know we haven't heard from her in a while, right? And she had an interview. Was it over the weekend? She had an interview anyway. It's the first time that she's actually spoke out since being convicted. So Ghislaine Maxwell has said she feels bad for Prince Andrew and accepts that they can no longer be friends. Speaking to CBS and Paramount Plus, the 60-year-old said she understood why the Duke of York's lawyers had to downplay their friendship. I feel so bad for him. The Sun reports, she said to the interviewer, I follow what's happening to him. Following a trial earlier this year, Maxwell was found guilty of luring young girls to massage rooms for disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein to molest between 1994 and 2004. Speaking for the first time from prison, she said, I accept that this friendship could not survive my conviction. He's paying such a high price for the association. I consider him a dear friend. I care about him. The former socialite went on to claim the now infamous photo of her, Andrew, and the young Virginia Guthrie is not genuine. At this time, this is what she was saying. She said, at this time, I no longer believe that this is a true image, and I don't believe that it is what it appears to be. Contradicting the opinion of experts and commentators, she added, there are so many things that are wrong with this picture. As soon as my appeal is over, I'll be very happy to discuss it with you. Now, this is a complete U-turn from what Maxwell said in 2015, when she was asked about the image, which was first published in 2011. She said it was real. She told the lawyer, if you see a photograph and it's a photograph of you in your home and someone says to you, is that a picture of you? You don't question it. However, she has now said that while she recognizes the surroundings of the picture, she remembers nothing more than that. She has said that there are more than 50 problems with that image, which was instrumental in disgracing Prince Andrew, but refused to say exactly what they were. And this is what she said. I don't know exactly how many points there are, but there are over 50 problems with that picture. So I don't believe it is a true picture. And if you guys remember, Prince Andrew is basically saying the picture isn't real because he doesn't remember ever. Well, he says he doesn't remember ever being in contact with that girl. So yeah.
That's just lying through his teeth, man. Talking about.
But yeah, that's the end of the headlines, people.
All right. Is Mark's frozen? Oh.
No, sorry. I was reading the chat because people are annoying me trying to support Extinction Rebellion. Can't believe what I'm reading. Anyway, let's get into our last segment, reaction.
It's the reaction, as you guys know, it's the new sports segment. And this just jumped right into the sports, man. There's a lot happening over the weekend, man. First thing, Liverpool beat Man City.
Come on.
So Mohamed Salah's sensational second half goal sealed a 1-0 victory for Liverpool over Man City in a pulsating encounter at Anfield, which actually saw their manager, Jurgen Klopp, get sent off. Salah, fresh from a 6-minute hat-trick against Rangers, produced a brilliant piece of control to spin away from Cancelo after beating Ederson with a cool finish in the 76th minute, as Liverpool put their recent struggles behind them. Klopp's red card came as tempers frayed in the closing stages of the game. The Liverpool manager dismissed after reacting furiously when the hosts were denied a free kick for an apparent foul by Bernardo Silva on Salah, whose goal ended the 5-game Premier League scoreless streak. That incident came after Pep Guardiola had also been left irate earlier in the game when a Phil Foden goal was overturned by VAR after Haaland was deemed to have fouled Fabinho in the build-up. Liverpool came into the game 13 points behind City. 13 points?
Yeah, Liverpool are down bad right now.
That's crazy. 13 points behind City, following their worst start to a season in 10 years. But they defended very well, apparently, becoming only the second Premier League side all season to prevent Haaland from scoring and seizing their chance when Salah, who had earlier been denied by Ederson in similar circumstances, caused Anfield to erupt with a goal which breathes life into their season. For City, however, the defeat brings an end to their unbeaten start to the Premier League campaign and leaves them 4 points behind the early leaders and best team in the Premiership, Arsenal, who beat Leeds 1-0 earlier on Sunday.
Come on. Listen, I said we are top the league. I said we are top the league. Come on. Listen, Marks, what you saying?
Yo,
What you saying, man?
like what?
About the whole weekend, man. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. We drew 0-0, so I tuned out.
Listen, on Sunday morning, I said to myself, listen, I need an Arsenal win and I need a Liverpool win. And that will seal my weekend. And guess what? God said, you know what? Have it.
That's right.
Have it. Listen,
right.
4 points clear.
I wanted 3 points. I wanted 3 points badly. I knew Newcastle weren't going to be an easy game.
Yeah.
But we was at home. We should have done it. But we, it was pretty even. I think the draw was probably the fair result. That's probably the worst part about it.
I think I saw some of the highlights of your game. You guys should have won, to be fair.
No, we made chances towards the end, but Joe Linton hit the post like twice in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And the way the game looked, if they went in front, I don't think we would have came back.
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty even. We had a couple of chances towards the end that we should have done better with, a couple of penalty shouts that they didn't give us and that. But that's just all bullshit. Yeah. We never got it done. So
The Arsenal game was mad tense, bruv. Mad tense. We had a
Did Bamford miss a penalty?
Yeah. So no. First and foremost, he had the goal disallowed first, right?
Oh.
Goal disallowed. Then he had a penalty from Saliba's handball that he missed. Then I think it was like the 93rd minute. Bamford barged Gabriel on the back. Gabriel fell on the floor, left his foot up though, for Bamford to kind of fall on, and then the ref gave Gabriel red cards, and then said it was a penalty. My head was gone. But then obviously,
Did he get rescinded or something?
VAR check, and then because Bamford kind of fouled Gabriel first, he just said, you know what, I changed my decision. But yeah, my heart was in my throat because I thought, listen, what you got to do, see the game out. It's 2 minutes left, see the game out. And then here becomes Mr. Bozo again, Gabriel, doing something stupid. But luckily, VAR was on our side, man. That's what I'm saying about VAR. When it goes your way, you're all for it. When it goes against you, you know what I mean? It is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, Arsenal, we needed one of these games though. It can't be all plain sailing for us. Yeah. And I thought to myself, during that first half, we were all over them, innit? But I still felt like, I feel like this is going to be a bad day for us. Second half, Leeds were killing us, mullering us. And I thought, it's only a matter of time before they score, innit? Luckily, the football gods were all in our favour, man. And we live to fight another day, bruv. You know what I'm saying, Brett?
Yeah, all the stats at the end when I checked it, like Arsenal were topping all of them.
Yeah, no, the first half, I remember, first half we had 65% possession. Yeah. They had like one shot on target, we had like 4 or 5. But yeah, it was a tough one.
Leeds played really well, man.
They did.
We rode our luck really fine. But that's what happens. When it is we played United, I felt as though we got robbed. So
yeah, we got robbed.
Yeah.
Marks, I'm going to ask you again. Are Arsenal qualifying for the Champions League this season?
No.
This guy is wrong and strong. You're a hater.
All right, make me right. Let's get to the season, man. Let's see the end of the
wrong and strong. Are we saying this win for Liverpool is going to kind of like give them a bit of life?
I think so.
No, because they're a top team and they only care about challenging for the title. And you don't make up 13 points on that City team because you wouldn't have for the past 2 or 3 seasons. So you definitely won't with Haaland there. So it's done for them anyway. It doesn't matter. They can make it look better and make a better goal of things. Probably finish top 4 and all that, but they want to be winning the league. So their season's over already, basically.
Yeah, it's over. To be 13 points behind at this stage is insane. It's actually insane. But yeah, man. May Arsenal's winning streak long continue, man.
Amen to that, bro. All right, let's go into the boxing. So I think we need to start with, you know what? There was a lot of like big fights, man.
Yeah, I didn't realize Wilder fought.
Yeah, Wilder
wasn't a big fight. Wilder fought some pub man or something.
No, you know what it is, yeah.
Some pub.
You know what? Let's start with Wilder. So basically, yeah, that guy.
Wilder, it's like Wilder. I think we want to start with. No, you want to start with Shields, isn't it?
Save the best till last, man.
Oh,
cool. So Wilder, yeah. All right. So the guy that he fought, Helenius, he's his sparring partner. So he's been like, whenever he was training for these other fights,
That was him.
yeah. So Helenius is a formidable opponent.
Yeah, but it's his sparring partner, so they know each other. They know each other too well.
I guess so. Yeah.
He fought you. He punches up every day.
Yeah,
And people
that's
are
not
making
really a
scene
fight
about
to
it.
me.
No,
What are we talking about?
But
here?
remember, the guy also knows Wilder's weaknesses, or at least he should do, because he's like he must be good enough for you to invite him to camp all the time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Essentially, they should know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good enough to get me in fighting shape, not good enough to win anything.
Yeah, I guess so. But to be fair, Helenius has been on like a decent winning streak. Like, what's the guy? Kawanaki or something like that. This guy, he's actually a good boxer, right? But Helenius knocked him out. I think he knocked him out. Either way, he beat Kawanaki in the last fight, and I think people wasn't expecting him to win that. So I was actually thinking Helenius will put up a good fight against Wilder.
Okay.
But one round, he laid him out in one round.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't even like a clean punch. When he on like the back foot up against the ropes and that, like trying to defend himself. That guy's a bum, man.
It was a counter.
So obviously he wasn't a formidable opponent then.
Yeah,
he wasn't. He's
Did we beat him in one round?
We found that out. But
what was the actual time on the fight?
I think it was 2 minutes 57. Let me see.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, I made a note of it when I saw it because the highlights was the fight.
Okay.
Basically,
I watched that then. I saw something saying about the first round, but I just thought he knocked him down and he got up. I didn't think the fight was done in the first round.
He was sleeping,
That's
like,
insane.
He was like completely like asleep. So yeah, man. Obviously, just with the eyes open. But yeah, again, I think it was something that Wilder definitely needed. You know what I mean? As a good, nice confidence boost. Because I think a lot of people doubted that Wilder's even still got the power, still got the passion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those 3 fights, you know what I'm saying, with Fury.
They lost to Fury.
Yeah, I think they would take a lot out of any boxer.
I saw one fight a draw.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. But obviously the second one, Wilder said Fury was cheating. But the third one, yeah.
Cheating how? How's he cheating?
Because he's saying he believed Fury had loaded gloves.
Oh yeah. That was it. Yeah, but aren't those things checked?
Yeah. He still believes it. You know Wilder, man. That guy just says things, man.
To this day.
Exactly. But yeah, man. But I'm proud of him, man. It's good. At least I think because he won this fight, he now is in line to fight for a title, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So what they're saying is, this is what he said. He said, it was a great night. I had to take my time. I was making him reach. I wanted to be mobile, agile, and hostile. I set him up. I allowed him to reach. And then when he reached, I attacked. We wanted to make this fun again. You can do this so long that it can be a job, just something that you're doing. We wanted it to be fun, and it paid off big time. And also now, next up, he's saying, well, because he won that fight, right? He could face Andy Ruiz Jr. or Usyk.
He should shut up, man. He's full of shit, man. He is crap. Full of shit. It makes me sick. Shut up, Wilder, man.
But you know what? He's still, him personally, though, he's saying he wants to fight AJ.
Yeah, of course he does, because he wants to get paid. He's an Egypt, man.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, God.
He did his thing. Also, Devin Haney and Kambosas. Do you know about that fight?
No.
That's the, what's their weight class? I think it's 135 or something. And basically, David Haney is the champion. It's the same weight class as who is it? Tank, Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a sick division. But Kambosas beat who did Kambosas beat? He beat what's this guy called, man? I can't remember. But a couple of years ago, Kambosas beat this guy.
Yeah.
Took the belt. And Devin Haney beat him. He had to go to Australia to fight him. He beat him in his home thingy. And then they set up the rematch. And Devin Haney did the job on him again, man. Devin Haney's a sick boxer, man. It's very, like, I don't want to say he's like Floyd, but he's a defensive fighter. Knows how to counter. Knows how to move around the ring. Intelligent as well.
I swear,
he's young.
Floyd trains him, no? Is that the same guy?
Yeah, he has trained him in like, it's in the Mayweather boxing gym.
Yeah.
But his dad trains him.
Okay, cause I saw a video the other day of Mayweather on the pads, and
it might be him. Yeah, it might be him.
Hold on, let me Devin Haney. I'm sure it's him.
Yeah, because he's definitely done stuff with Haney before, 100%. I didn't know if he did it for this for the rematch though.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, I saw a video
him?
the other day of him and Floyd in the ring together. Yeah.
Okay, But yeah, man, it was a good fight. Went the distance as you expect. But yeah, it was always going to be a Haney win, in my opinion, man. He's got superior boxing intellect and skill, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did his thing. Also, Caleb Plant and Andre Durrell. So Andre Durrell, he's like, I was gonna say, I don't want to use the term legend loosely in it, but he's basically a known, formidable champion. He's been a 2-time champion in the super middleweight, I believe. I think super middleweight division, 167 pounds, and no 168. And he fought Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, white guy, who lost his belt to Canelo last year, I believe, and that's when Canelo unified became undisputed of that whole division. But yeah, this was a sick rivalry. But a lot of the tension came because of how Caleb Plant won.
Yeah.
He knocked him out, sick punch. Was it the 10th or the 11th round or something like that? And but then afterwards, he goes up to, so this guy, he's knocked out. The real's knocked out. He's like asleep on the ground, right? And he comes in, he basically does the whole digging a grave thing, right? Everyone's thinking, like, why are you doing this? Like, it's meant to be a good sportsmanship type of thing. But yeah, and even the referee had to go over to kind of push him away. Like, you can't do it. The man's sleeping now. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that type of thing, right? This is meant to be sport. But yeah, he's basically saying, I did that because during the lead up to the fight, Durrell was really getting personal. He was saying stuff like, I'll never let a white boy beat me and all them type of things, innit? Similar to what, what's his name? Bernard Hopkins said about Kawasaki.
Okay.
And also lost to Kawasaki. But yeah, still. I think in terms of legacy, though, Durrell's higher than Caleb Plant, 100%. And this is the tail end of Durrell's career. You know what I'm saying? If there was a fight 5 years earlier, I don't think it would have gone like this. But still, they fought when they fought. And it was a good fight. It was a good fight. They're both like skilled boxers. So yeah, man, like Caleb Plant did well. And now Caleb Plant's basically trying to set himself up for a rematch against Canelo.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a good fight, man.
Okay.
Obviously, it was a bad sportsmanship, but, you know, he did what he had to do. And last thing, you know, like Mark said, leaving the best till last, Claressa Shields.
The big one. I'd like to firstly apologise to the female boxing community. I doubted y'all, man. I nigga did your thing. Did your thing.
Yeah, man.
Did the thing, man.
Listen,
that's the best boxer I've ever seen in my life.
It was a great night, innit? Not even just the fight. The whole card was good.
Yeah.
The whole event.
Yeah.
You know, this with these girls, obviously, so what was the first two? 6 rounds, then 10 rounds. But I think they only fight 2 minutes. I didn't even realize, I think this probably speaks more to the mindset. That's why they attack it so much, because in 2 minutes, like you can't even really make no mistakes. You got to go for it. You get punched up in the first minute, the fight, the round could be over. Yeah. These are just running to the middle of the ring and
they from start to finish, they were just going at it.
Yeah.
Going at
it.
They
just
all attack.
No games.
No defense, all attack. All attack.
Yeah.
I'm like, raw. They're fit as well, bro. I didn't see there was no like, going to the corner or just running around trying to. It was a slugfest.
Yeah.
Big up
crazy.
Bomb Garner. What's her name? She's leg as well.
Yeah,
she's
Bomb
clean.
Garner, yeah.
I didn't even know she was clean like that. I see her punch up. Yeah, big up.
She did good, you know. That fight was good as well, man. Who was that against?
Yeah, because she turned it around because she was losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was dope.
She did well. And the other girl was a lot taller as well, innit? Than Bomb Garner. Yeah. A lot taller.
Obviously, I didn't know much about that Claressa Shields. Is it Claressa Shields? Is it Shields?
Yeah.
The American one, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I don't really know much about these lot, but obviously now, when I watched the fight, even listening to the commentary after us talking, I was thinking, oh, these are our bias because homegirl's English.
Yeah.
They were talking about this Claressa Shields like she's some Egypt gal. She outclassed her every step of the way. She fists her up from Jump Street. Like she was just cooking. Towards the end, she was getting a bit tired.
Yes, exactly.
She was just better than her in every aspect. I was like, why did they even think this was going to be close? I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand what they were talking about.
But Savannah Marshall, she's a lot bigger though. That's why.
Yeah, she's a lot bigger. Taller. Yeah, way taller. Yeah, she was red, boy.
Yeah.
She got her head blown off. She was proper red. Yeah. It was way more entertaining than a lot of men's boxing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I remember seeing a boxing match that entertaining, like for a very, very long time.
That's what I'm saying.
And I had no vested interest. I didn't know who they were. The commentator said this is the biggest female boxing fight in history.
Yeah. This is what I was saying on Friday.
Yeah, and just by coincidence, I went to the O2 to watch the Woman King. I had no idea the fight
You
was.
didn't say it on Friday because I legged this. No, actually, that's wrong. That was Thursday. I legged this segment. Friday wasn't there. Sorry. As you were.
I had no idea the fight was happening. So I'm going to the O2, I'm thinking, why is the train so packed? Why are there bare people around? What's going on? As soon as I get, obviously, I see, oh, the fight's happening here. I was even thinking, what? Should man try to go to the fight? Literally, I was thinking, and even when I was walking around, saw a little back entrance. I was like, should I just go and try to finagle my way in? Yeah, I'm with Anthony. But yeah, so I sold in some of the residual fanfare when I was in and out, you know what I mean? So I saw, okay, cool, women's boxing is definitely up there because
100%.
Next women's event, I'm going because the crowd looked lit.
Even when you said that at the beginning, I didn't. Well, not that my eyes were wandering. You know, I was with my lady, but I didn't. You know what it is? Those who go to the O2, when you're on the train, you can kind of ascertain what's happening at the O2 based on the crowd.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of black girls dressed a certain way. You're like, is it Whiz Kids on or something?
Yeah.
But from the crowd, I couldn't tell what was happening. Because sometimes I go to O2 and I'm seeing bare just middle-aged white women. I remember one time I went, it was the Television Broadcast Awards or something. I just saw bare Karens everywhere. But yesterday I couldn't tell what was happening based on the people I was seeing. It was a mixed crowd. But on the way out, I saw that's when all the Karens were coming out. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I messed up because I was looking at that crowd thinking I should have been there because I could have been there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and I was looking in the crowd thinking, oh, I missed a trick here, boy. Yeah.
Also, even watching it on TV, I'm like, if you're going to a boxing fight, if you're not really in the first couple seats, who wants to watch boxing from up there?
No, that's not true, man. Boxing's lit wherever you are.
Oh, is
man.
it? No, I ain't been before. I'm assuming that you're going to look at the screen if you're far up.
Yeah.
No?
And atmosphere as well.
Boxing's a turn up, man. It's atmosphere. We're drinking alcohol. It's a vibe. Like,
Okay.
Boxing's a turn up. Still.
So how? I'm assuming the lighting is great, but how great is the view from up there then?
But you know them big ones like O2 and that I've never been. I've been to like York Hall. So obviously that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller.
Oh yeah, really. I've been Wembley. I think I went Froch Groves too. I think that was cold.
That would have been a sick one.
That was a big fight. That was
Okay. Yeah.
No, boxing's cold, man. Yeah. I think because obviously if you're in the nosebleed seats, then you're just having drinks and arguing with people about who you think is going to win and arguing about your fighter and whatnot. It's just fun. It's a good time. It's a good time, man.
Yeah.
Sick. But yeah, man, definitely. I think we need to, give these girls a lot more. You know what I mean? Praise. That's what I was saying to Esther. I sent Esther a link as well, but she checked it a bit too late because I sent the live link and not the actual thingy.
Okay.
But I'm gonna find a thingy and Esther hopefully can review it and talk about it. Her opinion. Maybe she'll support women's boxing more, man.
Yeah. No, it's lit. It's lit.
It was sick.
I'm invested now.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, man, big up Claressa Shields. She's now, if I'm not mistaken, the first person in women's or men's boxing to be undisputed champion in 3 weight classes.
Okay. Also, they both came into the fight without any belts, innit?
No.
They
both had belts.
5. She had like 5.
They both had belts.
Yeah. So
and Savannah had 1, I think.
You know why? Because normally when they say and the new, from the new, you know who's won based on who hasn't got the belts. But when they said the new, no one said anything. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, what? No one's got belts?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because they both got belts.
They both got belts.
So now she's got all the belts in that,
okay.
division.
There was 5 up for grabs, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so, 4 or 5.
That's cool.
But yeah, man, big up Claressa Shields, man. And that's the end of the reaction.
That was a great night in sport, man. Yeah, big up everybody. All right, let's get into our final segment. Done Out Ere. Obviously, it's a Monday, and we're on a time limit. And obviously, I've been leading the show, so I haven't had a chance to do my due diligence and check Wagwan. But we brought him up a couple of times, yeah. So done out here today. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's not even the Extinction Rebellion, people, It's the actual people. It's us. I think we're done at it. I think we need to do better, We need to stop these. I've been advocating for all kinds of violence towards these people for long. Violence. Towards these people for ages, And we just need to be better, innit? Because I don't just talk about it. I'll be about it, And I promise you that, word to Jehovah Jireh, I ain't seen one of these motherfuckers. Because if I see one of them, oh, everything could be over. I might be in jail because I'm gonna do what I talk about. I ain't gonna play no games with these people. You get what I'm trying to say? That can they getting away with murder? They're gluing themselves to the floor. They're doing all this kind of stupidness, dashing paint on Aston Martin, mashing up Mona Lisa and them thing there. I've had enough of them. And why it's annoying, yeah? Because it's like a good message, wrong messenger. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like when Kanye or R. Kelly try to say something profound. You don't want to hear it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the waters have been muddied now. Like you are done out here, like eternally. You get what I'm trying to say? So whatever they're saying, they might be onto something here. They might have the right idea, but their methods and things are just annoying. And for the most part, yeah, it's because you're not changing nothing. You're not doing nothing. Like you're not getting results. You're not doing anything at all, yeah, apart from annoying innocent people who ain't got nothing to do with the stupidness we usually are doing. Remember, I told you the other day the gal dashed shit on Tom to talk about private jets. Listen, I will go crazy. I just hope, yeah, honestly, and I'm not advocating I'm not doing any hate speech or anything like this. I'm just saying, use lot, when you see them, do the right thing. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Do the right thing. And until we be better, we're done out here. Not even them, it's us now. Because now we gotta put a stop to this. You get what I'm trying to say? That what happens to jungle justice? We the people, come on, man. Let's just be better, man. So I'll be honest with you, man. We're done out here. Everybody that's sitting in traffic, sitting in their car, beeping up horns, watching these idiots sit on the street and not do nothing about it. I told you, like, drive around with piss, dash the piss on them. Yeah, man, we're done out here, man. We just they got to stop this shit, man. We got to put a stop to this. If the police ain't gonna do it, we have to do it. You get what I'm trying to say? And so until we be better, the people we're done out here. Like, I'm giving the done out here to us, to use lot in the chat, talking now, all of you, everybody. We're done out here, man. We got to stop this shit. And that's it, man. Let's get into our outro, man. Fucking it. All right, well, yeah, there you go. That was our Monday, starting the week. Tomorrow's going to be better because Esther's going to be here, obviously. But thank you for coming. Even though it wasn't even a quick show, man. It was a good time. It was cool. Everybody cool? You good? You enjoyed the show?
Yeah, time-wise, we were like, yeah, just be done by 10:30. It's 10:30 on the dot. So time-wise, we aced it.
See what happens when I'm timekeeper.
We aced it still.
Come on, man. I'm going to have to do this more often. Actually, Esther, you got this. It's cool. It's cool. Obviously, man, thanks for taking part in the show. We never got no callers today, but obviously tomorrow we're going to fix that. You don't know the number. If you don't, it's at the top of the chat. And anybody listening, 07564 841 073. Remember, there's a community that Esther could give you the details for in the chat. What else is there? No, there's nothing, man. We've got to go, man. We've got places to go, people to see. So we will see you in the morning, man. Peace out, man. Thanks for having us, man.
Peace.
Tomorrow.
Oh.